ClevelandMoto Podcast.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to the ClevelandMoto Podcast, episode number 539. Light 'em up, boys. Oh, an effervescent out. Yep. Guys, we have fully entered Cleveland, Ohio's false spring. To my immediate left, we have
Dan Krupke.
and to his left,
Steve Sleepy, this is good.
oh yeah, that's one of those fruit punch ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to his left,
Johnny Mac.
and to his left,
Speedy Pete.
and around the corner,
Chris Smith.
and behind the bar tonight.
Tom Pennington.
Hey, it's a Cleveland Moto Podcast.
Now that
And
in
I'm-
was totally in a world
in a world
where motorcycles only exist.
And let me say, I'm
In
having
podcasts.
a Market Garden hometown lager.
Hey, Market Garden.
Yeah, boy.
There you go.
Very nice product.
Chris, I'd like to tell you
Homespun.
that your hair looks really nice tonight.
Well, thanks. I spent hours on it.
You look very well coiffed.
When they sell
Quaff.
that in other markets, do they sell it under a different name, like out of towner?
Out of towner, right? Not in towner. Out of towner.
What, you want that light on?
The
No, hold on. We got. Tom didn't do his job.
what? No, it says 539.
It's 540.
No, we're 539.
Last week was 530.
Last week was 538.
Well, then my whole thing is
Take
wrong.
back the sad sound.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on,
the-
You owe
Sanchy
me.
boy.
The leader for
in
tonight
a world
is
where Sleepy gets
539.
it right.
Well, then last. Okay.
Yeah,
I was going by.
I
what-
think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I was getting asked.
Anybody
I fixed the
listening-
one from last week.
Anybody
so we're
listening
good.
right now, please feel free to correct us.
Right.
Go ahead and count them all out.
Yeah,
for
we're
us.
good. Yeah, count them all out. It's easy. Anybody can count to 539.
And if you're wrong, you get your money back.
Well, and tonight, I just want to let everyone know, experimental format on the Cleveland Moto Podcast, Sleepy asked AI to write our podcast.
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
boy.
I found what I did was I found the articles, and then I was like, I was at work, so I piped all the articles. I found 7 articles from all the standard places that we usually go to.
Right.
I found 7 articles. I pumped those into the computer box.
Right.
And I said, can you please pull out 4 or 5 fucking bullet points of each of these things and stuff like that, so that we had
One.
places to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tonight, it will be a podcast brought to you with the assistance of AI. So anyway, it's just a different format. We're going to go through the same way we normally do. And again, to remind folks, 2 things. First of all, yes, this is being dropped on Buzzsprout. So that's where you're going to find it if you want just the audio, no video. You don't need the video. That's fine. It's the same content, whether it's audio or it's YouTube video. No problem. No worries whatsoever.
Except you
Now,
don't get
another
the
thing.
pictures.
Guys, you remember, if you're playing along with the video, you can chat. You can chat along. If you have not done it before, try it. It's fun. These guys are watching the chat. They'll bring attention to your chatting. Like we just said, Alex Hearn, 10R. Good day, everyone, from Sydney, Australia.
Good day, Mike.
Good day, Mike.
Well done. A happy summer to you.
Yeah, no
right?
shit, right?
Right? Exactly.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's just different.
So just an update. It is showing Cleveland Moto Podcast Live 539. What if an AI made a motorcycle podcast?
That's what I wrote today.
And then Sleepy has Cleveland Moto Podcast Live 540.
Interesting.
So there are 2 up, and there's actually one person waiting in the other one. But this is 539, not 540.
Yeah. Based on the show notes from last week being
Correct.
show notes 538.
Oh, you know what? I
Yeah.
wonder.
I don't know.
What comes after 5:38?
No, I'm trying to think. Like, is we
I
may,
can only count to 4.
Right.
That's really bizarre. So you probably want to delete the other one wherever that one came from.
Well, we will delete the other one wherever that one came from.
Yeah, that's
So,
this
exactly.
is getting weird.
It's AI.
So which one is actually live? If I click on
540.
540.
Yeah.
Oh, well. The one that I altered today was the one that was sitting up there and it said 539 as a hasn't happened yet in the YouTube queue. So
I wonder last week, since we were here past midnight,
Yep.
and because this thing will let you schedule
Okay.
the day after you like the thing. So
All
I
right.
wonder if it scheduled it.
I wonder if it scheduled it.
because I
Here's what's gonna
duplicated
happen.
it.
This is go
Okay.
down in history as the last episode.
Well,
Yeah.
it won't. We'll get it. We'll get
Yeah,
it sorted.
yeah.
In fact,
Next
you
one will be 540B.
well, the fact is I can literally go on there right now and change the name of that thing.
There you go.
Right? So it's
And
not
then delete the other one.
It's
so
not the
nobody
hardest
finds
thing
it.
to do to make that happen, even while we're sitting here doing this very thing.
Let's just say that people that don't stream or record anything, it's
Yeah.
not all roses and daisies, man. Like there's all kinds of shit where sometimes YouTube doesn't like you and it doesn't even like accept your stream, and so then there's all kinds of things that pop
Look,
up.
it's a learning curve, and we all got D's. I get it.
All right. So we can change that pretty easy. Not a big deal.
No.
I'll go ahead and I'll murder that one right now.
Yeah.
and then we'll go ahead and we'll change the moniker on this one to 539 because that is correct.
You just killed the mystique.
Hopefully it lets us do it without starting the whole thing over again, which it might.
No, because
Okay.
we're live on
Yeah,
the one that
okay.
says 540.
Well,
Don't delete that one.
all right. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm just going to escape entirely and not touch anything. Right. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. It's fine.
539 you can delete.
I'm going to go in there right now and delete that cocksucker. Yep. That is
So much
exactly
for the
right.
timeline.
So anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
while Phil's doing that,
Well,
Play us
yeah.
out, Johnny.
It's okay. We're fine. And how? Here's how we do
We
it.
got to finish off
Look.
539.
look, there's a reason why we work on motorcycles and we don't do this shit for a living.
Yeah, well, and a little bit about that, because that's a real thing. That's a thing that actually happens.
I work on motorcycles.
Right.
Most of you, I've cleaned a carburetor before you even wake up. I'm serious.
That
This
is
week,
also
this
true.
week was the week of I'm cleaning carburetors at 7:00 in the morning at work on bullshit. But
Right. Yeah. But you're still doing it. It's still part of your gig. It's still what you got going on. So yeah. So that's all the thing.
How's
that
the boss
happens.
over there? Is he putting you in that?
I'm sorry.
How's the
John?
boss over there putting you
Oh,
in the carburetor?
GSG. Grumpy Surga.
oh, Grumpy Sword guy's doing really well. I mean, he's living his life. He has a grandchild,
Ooh.
so that's really the focus of his attention right now.
Yep. Well, that's that's going to give John a little more time to freestyle.
I'm freestyling.
Right. Getting a little more freestyling. When freestyling's happening,
Freestyle.
good things are happening.
Freestyle.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
that's, you've, this past couple of weeks has been kind of you leaving me alone in the back because there's not a lot of work rolling. It's starting to trickle in.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But it's not a lot of work right now. And I've been spelunking through the caverns of Cleveland Moto and finding the most amazing things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I still haven't found the parts I'm looking for, but I have found some amazing things.
John, do you spelunk at work also?
Unfortunately, yes.
Take the
Sometimes
rainbow thing off?
I do.
Oh, the Slinky is great.
I've been down in the raw well more times than I care to be.
That's no fun. That is no fun.
Been to where?
The raw well.
Oh, raw. Well, okay. I thought you said Roswell. I'm like, really?
That's kind of like the raw bar, but not.
And also, for the people that are watching the YouTube thing, you have the ability on YouTube to comment. So, that whole thing about, you get all these YouTubers like, hey, subscribe. Well, you should already be subscribed. Don't be a jerk, because if you subscribe, it lets you know when these things are happening. More importantly, you can like. There's a like button, a thumbs up button, like that, because they actually count that stuff. But the other thing you can do is you can comment. So outside of the chat, you can comment on the video, and you should comment on the video. I comment on videos that I watch because I like it. Sometimes they say something that's not right. I can chime in, maybe help the situation a little bit.
I mean, I comment because
Even if you're just
I comment
listening.
because it starts fights.
Even if you're just listening and you're not following, you're not
Right.
following along on YouTube, go to the YouTube channel even a couple days later and leave a comment because we do read those.
We do read them. And if you leave a good comment, something that is inspirational, something that is controversial,
Or if you correct us.
or you correct us, we do read our corrections. You just have to let us know about it.
Yep.
To that effect, Jason Colt just bumped from the $5 level because he didn't think he was getting his money's worth with the punchlines. He bumped up to the $10 level. So thank you, Jason Colt. Thank you very much. That's super cool of you to sign in at that $10
And now
level.
you get 540 episodes, or 39, whichever one
He
we're
gets
at,
a stuffed box
of
Right.
punchlines.
of nothing but punchlines.
It's just going to be a punchline in your inbox every day.
All right. Does anybody want to hear listener mail?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a listener, and this gentleman, by the way, has been a listener for about 2 years, I think. Because how I know this is 2 years ago, I started getting some very pointed questions regarding a particular Honda Hawk GT650. Okay? Very particular questions about a very particular Honda Hawk 650. And the particular Honda Hawk 650 in question, I will throw it up so you guys can see the bike, because it is a particularly fetching bike. I am a fan of the Honda Hawk 650. And so this is a Honda Hawk 650 that one of our listeners has put together, but punchline comes up in the email. So in the email, we are going to read you this guy. He says, I've listened to every single one of your episodes. It's taken years. I'm a government employee who can't discuss where I work or what I work on, but I spend about 200 plus days a year on the road, and your merry band of fools keeps me endlessly entertained. This week alone, I've listened to 6 various motorcycle podcasts. I'm only writing you guys. Okay?
All right.
I'm taking the time to reach out because I know how tough it can be putting out a show every single week, and I've honestly got a fraction of the listeners you guys do. I do a ham radio podcast.
Oh, sick.
All right.
Nice.
It's kind of a cool thing. Listening to your show has given me the confidence to dive into a 1988 Hawk GT I picked up for $1,000 3 years ago. Wow. It is my very first street motorcycle. The advice you gave in your podcast and insights into this bike and Phil's tech support, 6 phone calls, he says, last year kept me from tearing down the carbs for the 3rd time and to instead replace the boots, and he helped me find about 15 air leaks in the bike. Turns out it's a beast when it's getting the correct mix for the fuel exhaust. And he did put an aftermarket fuel brand exhaust on this bike.
Yeah, I noticed that in the picture. I'm like,
Yeah.
what exhaust is
It's
that?
a little different than the little bub exhaust that was on there from Honda when it left the factory. And that was one of the reasons I spent about 6 hours on the phone with this guy helping him sort this bike out. Because he was just, to be specific, the Honda GT650 Hawk is a V-twin engine, a 650cc liquid-cooled V-twin, and it has 2 carburetors grafted together, one going to the rear carb and one going to the front carb.
Cylinder.
Thank you. Yeah, right. And so these carburetors, they look like they want you to take them apart, but don't. Under any fucking circumstance. This is one of those situations that when the factory has conjoined something like Siamese carburetors, if you take them apart, both patients will die. Okay? So don't. Ask me how I know.
When you twist the throttle, they look like Rock'em Sock'em robots in there.
It's coming at me. So anyway, we've got better weather than you guys do here in Nevada. So I'm going to make you jealous with a picture of my bike after a 2-hour ride today. So he includes the photo, which I threw up earlier. We can throw it up again. But yeah, that's his bike. And it's a sweet-ass GT650. Very sweet GT650. Beautiful bike. All right, so back to the letter at hand. We're going to go ahead and we're going to say, since I'm operating at the $20 a month level, thanks, Renee, for a very tightly stuffed box, and screw all of you for getting me hooked on the pancake syrup that they're calling Shanky's Whip. I thought I'd give you some podcast fodder. What should my next $1,000 bike be? Here are the rules.
Oh.
EFI.
Good
500 cc's, $1,500 purchase price for inflation. Seating for 2, and he says, notice the lack of pillion pegs on the Hawk. Great cast, ride fast, take chances, wake up, Johnny Mac, and call me, the next time you're at Red Dwarf. So,
Oh, we got to go back there. The pizza's calling.
Well, I'm actually going to be there in May, I think.
oh really?
Can you
I'm gonna be in
overnight a
Vegas in
pizza?
May. Maybe.
Oh, dude.
You know what? We're going to have a hotel room. Y'all might as well just come with us.
So go ahead, Sleepy, if you want to throw this up, I would like the folks at home that are watching on the YouTube to take a little look at this bike because it's pretty cool. So I can tell you that this particular motorcycle arrived to him in dark blue livery. So in this particular year, Honda Hawks came in gray and they came in blue. He did the paint himself.
Wow.
So he pulled that paint job off 100% by himself.
because
Looks pretty good from where I'm sitting.
They did these for 2 years, but they only did them in non-consecutive years, right?
Yeah, it was a weird 88 through 91 deal.
Yeah.
Yep. And so they basically did them when they had them. Okay. They lost money on these because of the single-sided rear suspension and those wheels. The wheels that he said when I was talking to him a couple of years ago when he was doing this project, he's like, man, the pitting on this entire bike is just the worst you've ever seen.
Has he seen any of Tom's bikes?
Yeah, but they did live in the swamp.
Yes.
So what he did was he actually used aluminum silicate to blast the wheels.
Wow.
So he used aluminum silicate. He got himself a Harbor Freight sandblaster and aluminum silicated the wheels and then had them powder coated white.
Wow.
And they look great. They
Yeah,
really look great on that bike. He also pulled off the triples and did them in argent silver. So he sandblasted them or aluminum silicate blasted. Be careful about the word sand when you're talking about aluminum. It does more harm than good most of the time. But aluminum silicate's a lot softer, and it won't damage your aluminum parts. It'll clean them, but it won't damage them. And so he did all that stuff. He found some slightly higher risers on the aftermarket, and he found that Corbin seat that's on there, which he spent the princely sum of $50 for on Facebook Marketplace.
That's how much you spend on Corbin.
So-
Nicely done.
So
Nicely done.
So Phil, putting all the numbers together and putting everything together, and I can't talk about what I do for the government and everything else, but
Sure.
he's in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this out there. He needs to give us some merchandise from Janet Airlines.
Yeah, he takes people to work. He takes people to work at Area 51. Right? Maybe.
Like, he didn't give
spends
me
a lot of
he didn't give
time
me a
on the
card, or- Yeah.
He might. But what was the interesting thing about this is when he was calling me, and the bike was still together when he was calling me, because ideally he got $1,000 into this bike, and he just wanted to ride it. But what he was realizing is it was absolutely unrideable because it was a 1988 motorcycle that was that many years old and had collected an arsenal of air leaks. So with, a lot of his questions were, I said, look, until you get the air handlers, until you replace the air handlers on this bike, you're just going to have giant leaks all over the place. And then I said, continue with your air box, continue with everything on that bike, and every piece of rubber should be replaced. Because all that rubber, and he's out in the desert, and he thinks that the bike came from somewhere where it lived next to the water for a while because there was a lot of saltwater corrosion on the high parts, right? So he thinks the bike might have lived somewhere near salt water.
Well, I mean, where's the Salton Sea out there?
Yeah. So long and short of it is, he did a lot of work, a lot of elbow grease, but I think he's got a gorgeous bike. I think it's a beautiful bike, and I think it really does look outstanding.
It looks restoration quality. Like show quality.
It does.
Other than the white wheels, it looks exactly like one I had a customer in New Orleans that had the exact same red Hawk.
Yeah, Red Hawk. Beautiful work, just gorgeous work, and it's super beautiful bike. And my wife loves Honda Hawks. Like, that's one of the bikes I have to be careful. She might tell me she wants another Honda Hawk, but they're not fuel injected, so giddy up. But I think they did a great job on this. I think it's a beautiful bike, and I love the way it looks, that little short can on there. Yeah. And I love the white wheels. I think the white wheels just scream.
I love bright wheels, but man, when I had my 900 RRs, when I had the purple, yellow, and white one, I powder coated the rims yellow or fluorescent yellow. And when I had the black, red, and white one, I powder coated them the same. I had them match the fluorescent red on the bike. So they looked amazing.
Yeah.
He used to sponsor us, this powder coating guy. But keeping those fuckers clean, dude. If you put chain wax or anything on your hose, man.
At least on this one, the brakes are both on the left side.
Yeah.
So the bike will always look good from the right side. The left side's the downhill side. Nobody can see it anyway.
You stay up on it, and then I figured out if you wax them a lot.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
You make sure that brake dust doesn't stick to them.
Yep.
Really cool job. Really beautiful build. Thanks very much for the letter. That was super rad.
So
very cool letter.
So back to his question. 500cc,
Yep.
EFI,
500 cc's.
2 up.
Yep. Exactly. And $1,500 budget.
Yep.
So
EX 500. It fits the bill. They're fuel injected, right? The newer ones.
The newer ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are. And I can tell you that $1,500 in the used bike market today is actually pretty good.
Any one of the twin, the parallel twin
Kawasaki
Hondas,
parallel twins.
Well, Hondas, the NTX,
Hondas.
the CTX, that kind of situation.
That's another
Those
good
are
option.
all 2 up easy. They're all the same twin cylinder motor. They're ugly as sin, so nobody wants them. So the bottom is dropped out of them.
Oh, that's true.
I think you can find a V-Strom.
It's not bad either.
Yeah, good call.
Excellent. And we can.
1,500's cutting it pretty tight.
It is cutting it pretty
is.
tight. I don't know if you could get a fuel injected SV650 for $1,500.
Tom will sell you one for $150.
No, it's a V-Strom.
It's a V-Strom, but
Oh, it's
even
not
the
fuel. Okay.
even the V-Strom's got passenger pegs, and they are cheap as dirt.
Yeah. So there's some good
So
suggestions.
any Gen 2 SV650 and up, or V-Strom 6, any V-Strom, because they all came fuel injected.
Yeah.
Those are going to be 15 to 2.
And V-Stroms were popular.
Yeah.
And still are popular.
Yeah.
So there's a shit ton of used ones.
We had a guy try and trade one at the shop today.
Yep.
So,
They're
and I
great
think,
bikes.
He tried.
I'm sorry, V-Strom.
I think he said his was a 2013, like 30,000 miles on it. But just the same, that's a great bike, a great motor.
Oh, absolutely.
I wouldn't hesitate one bit.
Exactly.
And you got your fun little sport bike now and you obviously you like V-twin engines. So V-Strom is a
true.
great
This
bike
fits-
for you.
this
And
fits-
you can put miles. When me and Mike would ride, we would do 500-600 miles. I'd be on my Africa Twin. He'd be on his V-Strom.
my first experience with the V-Strom and with the SV650 both is they would circle Ducati 900s all day long. Like they were faster, quicker, better in every way than a Ducati.
Well, the Ducati was broke down.
You're not wrong.
It was broken.
Well, during that period, the Ducatis were a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but I think they've come through. Damn it. Okay, 3.
Yep.
There's a
Self-counting.
there is a $2,300 Suzuki V-Strom in McKinney, Texas, with 13,000 miles on it, and it's an 07. So
Offering 15.
yeah, right. That's what I would say.
In
Call
this
up with 1,500.
In this market, having watched Phil work, offer them 900.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you gotta end up in the middle, right?
The rule of thumb on marketplace is
Cut them in half.
half of the price plus 10% ish. So if
I don't think there's any rule. I think it's just
got
throw it out there, make the offer, and see if they just
Yeah.
tell you to fuck off and go away. Then you gave it a shot, go away.
well if you get it, yeah.
Right? Because I get a whole lot of people playing by that rule, calling my shop a whole lot.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
on the other end of that, people that are really look, I've had this thing for 6 months on Marketplace, and I've had 10,000 emails.
Right. Yep.
How did
That's
that- I
a
mean-
real world thing. That
I'm
is.
here. I'm here today. I have cash. I can end your pain.
Exactly.
Let me help you stop the bleeding. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's pretty rad. Oh, Tanuki's up.
Tanuki.
Drink to honor Tanuki-san. Boy, I tell you though, I made the mistake of opening a Facebook Marketplace though because I found a $1,200 2006 Ducati Multistrada. Ooh, that's the ugly one. But
Is that the one with the middle that turns?
Oh, it looks like the robot from Star Wars that's coming into the room to.
I want to
fucking-
punch that motorcycle. Every time
Throw
I
it
see
up.
one, I want to punch it.
throw it up.
It literally does. Like
You won't know why you hate it until you see the thing turn.
because it's
What kills me is the last 40% of this bike is gorgeous.
It's a 2006 Ducati Multistrada for anybody playing the home game that
Yeah.
isn't watching.
Right.
But
It's a
for
red
some
one, so it's the right color.
But it is the right color. But for
needs-
some reason,
they decide, they made the top of the fairing fucking move.
that front end looks like the interrogation droid from Star Wars.
And it moves like you could turn its
does.
head and look at people.
And they're amazing bikes. Like they're great bikes until you get off it and you look at it and you go, "Holy shit, I rode that fucking thing."
I love how he says, fuel pump just went out and I can't get it to start. Yeah, it did. Yeah, and I've replaced a bunch of those fuel pumps.
Yeah.
They're not that hard. And here's the crazy thing. It's a Mitsubishi fuel pump. You can get them cheap. They're not even expensive.
And the funny
That's
part is,
what-
he called the Ducati shop and they're like, "Yeah, $2,400, we'll fix it."
That's the funny thing about expensive bikes. If you really do the research, not like specific,
Right.
dedicated parts, but like kind of common ones. I found that out when I had a Volvo one time. The Volvo part was like $195, and I found out it was actually a Chevy part that was 22.
My favorite thing ever is watching guys fix Bugattis with Volkswagen common parts.
Of course.
Because
Yeah.
everything on a Bugatti literally comes, it's
Yeah.
owned by Volkswagen.
There was a video of a dude just did one on his Bugatti where like the switch. It was what the guy always buys wrecked supercars and
Okay.
fixes them.
Oh,
whatever.
I know
Kashi
you're
or
talking
whatever.
about.
He's got the crazy
yeah.
hair, whatever.
Right.
He was looking at the switch. They wanted like $5,800 for this switch and another $8,000 for the thing. He did a whole bunch of research. It was a $15 switch from like what did you say? A Ford? Or,
Oh, it's all Volkswagen.
yeah, Volkswagen.
what
Yeah,
It
whatever.
is. Volkswagen's Bugatti. Ferrari, I can't remember who owns Ferrari right now, but Volkswagen Auto Group owns every fucking thing. Right.
yeah, that's generally
Shit,
where it is.
they own international. I'm sorry, it's not international anymore. It's something else. But Navistar, they own Navistar.
Well, it's a very funny thing because I just looked up the Ducati fuel pump. If you buy it from Ducati, is $679.78.
And 5 hours labor.
Or you can buy the replacement fuel pump kit where they actually send you the Mitsubishi fuel pump
Yeah.
and the clamps you need and the filter sock that you need to take apart your factory Ducati fuel pump and just replace the pumping part. So everything else that bolts to the bike is the way it left the factory. It's just the pumping part has been replaced. Would you like to guess what that kit costs? $26.95.
Yep.
So there you go, guys. You save a lot of money by doing the job yourself and buying a kit.
And listening to
So
ClevelandMoto.
that bike is now listed at a Marketplace where?
In Texas.
Marketplace, Texas.
Somewhere
And
in
you guys
Texas.
down there in
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, jump on that thing.
If you like turning heads on motorcycles.
And I've had two of these more modern, 2010 and later. I've had two of these Multistradas, and the first one came in with a bad fuel pump. That's why I got it so cheap. And once I got the tank off the bike and got the pump out of the bike, I was like, they might as well have put the instructions on how to rebuild the pump using a Mitsubishi pump on the fucking thing, because it was one of the easiest pumps I'd ever rebuilt. And I went down to AutoZone. Because it turns out that same Mitsubishi fuel pump is in like every Chrysler product from 1990 until about 2015. So you can just buy whatever the cheapest one is, cut it all apart and harvest the little electric pump motor out and just put it into the Ducati.
Well, that's the thing. How many actual little pump manufacturers are there? You know what I'm saying? Like there's
There's
all those
one
things.
of note.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They probably
Mitsubishi.
right. Use
Right.
all that and all the different.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you go on eBay and search fuel pump, this
Yeah.
one brand will pop up. It's blue. I can't remember the name
Yeah,
of it.
it's
But it's literally they literally make a pump and a
Right.
adapter plate for
every
fucking
vehicle on
thing.
the planet.
and they're
Yeah.
about $25.
This one, literally the FPF that's on eBay is $79.99, and that includes everything you need to do the Ducati conversion.
Yeah.
And it literally specifies Ducati. So, your $700 factory fuel pump, yeah, that's going to scare you away from your
'cause-
dealer. Yeah.
Because the reality is, most fuel pumps on motorcycles operate within a certain PSI range. It doesn't matter. And even if you buy a Jegs fucking fuel pump for your Chevy Small
Summit
Block,
Racing.
and you
Summit
just fucking-
Racing
and you
sells
put
an
a-
adjustable fuel
Yeah,
pump.
but he
put a
pulled out
regulator
our
on it.
fucking
I know.
our nemesis, our arch enemy.
we advertise for
Your arch anemone.
Jags.
Yeah.
Oh,
runs with the
okay.
porpoises.
Summit Racing. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you
I-
put a Summit Racing adjustable fuel pump on
Right,
any
exactly.
fucking thing.
Right.
I don't care.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't know Jegs was a competitor.
Yeah, I believe.
Oh, our main competitor.
Right.
Considering okay,
They make my
considering-
life suck. When we do videos, I have to rotoscope out yellow hats.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
kidding, dude. Like, I fucking hate Jegs, dude.
Considering every camp tent we own says Summit
Right.
Racing on the side of it.
Well, Summit Racing has several adjustable
So-
fuel pumps for under
So
$129.
as much as we sponsor Shanky's
If you need
Whip,
one, hit me up.
we have
I'll save you
also
some money.
we have also been sponsored by Summit Racing inadvertently.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
There's no doubt. That's if you're looking for us at Mid Ohio, look for the Summit Racing tents.
Listen, I take my discount as part of my salary.
Sure, of course.
I don't use it all. So hey, if my friends need something, haha.
Again, you're using it by proxy.
Right.
Right. That's the way it works. So yeah, that's a thing that happened. Moto Morini, didn't always just make the bikes we have. In 2018, at the EICMA show in Milan, they trotted out this little piece of trash, the Moto Morini Corsaro TI22. Corsaro is the name they hang on their sport bikes. Their race bikes and stuff are called Corsaros.
What does that mean?
Corsaro?
I think this is racing,
It's
right?
Jeff's last name.
Oh, okay.
It took a minute, but John got it.
Yeah, yeah. It means Corsaro is an Italian masculine noun translating primarily to privateer, corsair, or pirate. It refers to the captain of a vessel authorized by a government to attack foreign ships.
I definitely have to buy one of those. now.
Corsaro.
I mean, the Triumph
Corsaro,
version, the Triumph version is just called Letter of Marque.
I would like to give you the origin of the word because it's great. It is derived from the medieval Latin cursarius, related to cursus, which is to plunder.
yes.
Was the Corsaro fighting with the Corrado?
Corrado? The Corrado. Oh, the Corrado and the Corsaro. Yes. So that's what it is. It means to plunder.
All right. So what's this thing look like?
Oh, look at that. It's so sexy.
got it? Let me
It's
see.
so cool looking.
Oh, fuck. It's awesome.
Oh. The exhaust
We love
alone,
spaghetti exhaust.
Yeah, the exhaust alone confuses and causes me all kinds of problems.
very alien.
It is so beautiful. Oh, oh God. Oh, that's terrible.
Bring it out.
Oh, that is awful. That sound effect is just complete. Oh, off. I hate it. My God.
Wait, who? Oh,
Sleepy.
what? Oh, fucking. I don't know what's going on around
Smells
here.
like somebody
The
farted.
code.
For once, it wasn't me.
All right. So anyway, this was what people don't know is before
Tommy boy, thank you.
Hey. That's why I'm behind the bar.
Before Motor Morini was acquired by Zenon, Motor Morini made their money with this particular 1200cc motor, and they built it in a lot of different ways. And it was a bespoke motorcycle that you would basically say, hi, I would like an Italian motorcycle, but all of my friends have Ducatis, and I will not show up on a Ducati. And Moto Guzzi's are too slow. So this would be the bike you would call Motor Morini, and they would build you a motorcycle. But your motorcycle wouldn't be the same as everybody else's motorcycle because they would be building one for you. And they would ask you what size you were and things like that. And basically, it's like Arch does today, like Keanu Reeves does, with that product. But I think it's really funny that Moto Guzzi's are there. They are ubiquitous. They go back to 1921 and they're just there, right? Whereas Motor Morini, for a lot of the 90s and the early noughties, Motor Morini would only show up at the motorcycle show with one bike. And it was whichever one they just got done building for one millionaire, right? And that bike would show up and it'd be like part of the contract. We're building it for you, but you have to wait until after EICMA to have it. And that was the deal. And that's where this one came from. It's called the TI-22 because TI, of course, is the name for titanium, right? And that's because this motorcycle is just fucking covered in titanium. What metal's on it is all titanium. There's no plastic. This is a titanium build. So really sexy motorcycle. And then I like it too because it's titanium, but then it's got just enough gold and black paint on it to, take a little bit away from that. It's a pretty bike. It's a very pretty bike.
Every time you talk about bespoke Italian, I look at that.
Bespoked.
I think about that Gone in 60 Seconds Nick Cage quote where he's at the Ferrari dealership. I saw 3 of these parked outside of my Starbucks this morning. There's too many self-indulgent wieners in the city with too much bloody money.
Yes.
Like that's all I hear whenever you say bespoke Italian.
When I
motorcycle.
look at that particular gas tank, I look at that gas tank and I'm like, yeah, that is somebody who has an aviation background designing a motorcycle.
Well, that's
sexy.
That's
So-
hand. You can see that's hand.
Yeah, that's hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of another question because we haven't talked about that because we have the Marinis now, and they're great bikes, they're wonderful bikes.
We love them. Yes.
Do they still have a bespoke?
No, I don't think they do.
I think that's kind of a lost market there, actually.
Well,
With a company like Zenon, they can afford it.
Yep. And I'm now allowed to order the 1200 Escape. And so we're going to see how
Sleepy, you're allowed to make the noise.
we're going to see how that motorcycle does. So
No.
we're
Get off there.
it's gone through one rotation already. Now it just sounds like you're walking through the mud in galoshes.
That's true.
Yep. So it is kind of a fun thing. This just ended up in my feed today for some strange reason. I think it's pretty cool.
It also looked like an octopus.
The exhaust does look like an octopus. It looks very, very
It looks
difficult.
like it is the fisherman's wife on your motorcycle.
There was a dude. I used to have a picture of it on my Facebook page, but when I was doing autocross week with Summit, there's a guy from Canada that has a 74 Camaro with like a crazy LS setup in it, and he has it's turbocharged, but he did a collector. So all the pipes come out of one kind of thing and then split. So his thing was every single pipe had to be the same length.
Of course.
Yes,
So
tuned length.
Yeah. So like they come out and it looks like a spider going over his whole fucking engine.
Right.
And the sound
Because the
of
ones
it,
that are close to the turbo have to be made extra long.
right. And so all this great, but the thing is it sounds fucking insane. It sounds like an F1 car because now the exhaust is all coming through their tune. It's fucking nuts, man. Whatever it is.
Well, it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Well, when you look at those exhausts, what those are rings of tubing, probably titanium, welded each one together, and you know what I mean. That's what
Where it's
each one-
straight, they're cylinders, and where it's not, they're cones.
But have you heard the guy? So like, there's videos right now. I forgot who just did it, but it's like it's one of the pipe manufacturers, like either like whoever's popular now, like those shorty pipes they're all making and stuff. But they were talking about these things, and he was like, we have actual bending now. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
He goes,
It's
everything
hydroforming.
about this is bad. He's like, it's 50% weaker. Titanium is weaker once you start welding it in that many places. He's like, it was never made to make an exhaust material. It's brittle. He goes, people need to stop with this shit and just use the fucking, like, we have machines now that can, like, blow the shit in.
Well, you
and
can
make-
hydroform things.
Yeah.
And they're smooth inside.
Hey,
Right,
Phil.
right.
Phil, you remember the PM Tuning Mark 1 versus
Yeah.
the PM Tuning Mark 2?
Oh, believe me. Yeah. And I read a book years ago because I was like, look at me. I can TIG weld now. I have some skills. I'm going to make my own exhaust. I threw that exhaust away 6 times. And when I was finally done with it and I was ready to put, for 2-stroke, and I was ready to put the 2 biggest cones I had together, I couldn't because I wouldn't let myself because the inside of the pipe looked so bad. So I had ground more metal. I spent 12 hours putting metal in. I spent 20 hours taking metal out. And again, I was just like, well, whatever they're charging for a PM, I'm just going to buy one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that scootering article where they were like, yeah, we're standing here with the guy with the high pressure water hose that is inflating the balloon that is now your exhaust pipe. And I'm like,
Exactly.
I got to have one.
Yeah, they're dead smooth inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And they work really well.
There's a dude from, like, London or something like that on YouTube that, like, in his living room,
Yeah.
hydroforms 2-stroke pipes.
Cool.
And it's insane. He's got, like, this giant pressurized
Yeah.
tank and his TV's in the background. He's like,
And that literally is. It's blowing up a metal balloon.
Every bed in the house is a water bed.
yeah, right. But I mean, like, how
Because that's
much-
your head pressure.
That has to be like what 1,000 psi or so. It has to be insane.
Got to
right?
be a lot.
Well, you're
Well,
expanding.
a pressure washer
gonna
is
say-
3,000 psi.
Oh
so
yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
10,000, whatever.
They had a tanker that somebody collapsed at work. It was a vac. Well, they forgot to open the relief valve and they pumped it out.
Oh, God.
And it collapsed the whole truck down. And I'm like,
Oh, man.
just fill it up with water again and put a power washer on
Well,
it and
that's-
re-blow it up.
The-
Let it sit there for a
Metal-
couple hours and it'll just eventually blow it
Metal
right back.
has a memory.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about is as soon as it reaches its pressure, it's going to equalize.
And you can't beat the vacuum
And if
because
you
it
see
really
what
sucks.
There's a video out there of a railroad tanker
Railroad
that
tankers.
compresses.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
And then there's a railroad. They do it in reverse where they actually fill it back up and it goes, and then it goes back out.
Yeah.
Because they put all the water back into it.
Well, so to answer our question, if one wants to know, the Triform small hydroforming machine operates at 100,000 psi.
Holy shit.
So,
Wow.
yeah, and that's the small one.
So
That's
like
the
if you have
little
a
guy.
pinhole leak, you could cut a leg off or something.
Oh, I believe
I was
so.
just saying, this guy's doing this in his living room. You say,
Yeah, I swear to God, dude. It's crazy.
Those water jet cutters are amazing
Yeah,
too.
that's
and
another
a
one.
lot of psi.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a guy lay his arm open bad
God.
one time on a 3,000 psi
Power washer.
power washer, and he cut himself so fast that nobody knew what happened.
Yep.
And then the weird thing was, it started bleeding instantly. It was a very deep cut, and it started bleeding. But when he went to the ER, they were like, "Oh no, he's got a lot of water has been injected into his bloodstream."
Oh yeah.
And they had to treat him special. It was not pretty.
Well, that's what they say. Like when a hydraulic system leaks, and if that pinhole goes in, people are like, "Oh, it didn't hurt that bad. It's whatever."
no.
Then they die 24
Yeah,
hours later
that's-
because
yeah.
hydraulic fluid's like deadly inside you.
Yes. Yeah. It's not good for you outside
No,
either.
no.
Yeah.
But
Turns
ins-
out it's hot and it really is strongly, a
Yeah.
lot of pressure. Yeah. Nobody wants to be there when one of those opens up.
No.
Yeah. That's pretty weird stuff. Okay. Back onto today's show notes.
So actually,
Since we have them.
Actually, I'm going to derail for a minute because we forgot to do something when we opened.
What?
This week, George Barber died.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
yeah.
we have that on the list.
do we
have
really?
that on the
Is that in the
thing?
show notes?
It was.
Okay. We'll get
Sorry,
there.
but we can do it.
We will get there.
So, well, I mean, if we're gonna broach this later,
Yeah.
but I figured I was like, well, I should open with that, and it's really a big thing because
It's not in the show notes.
there's like two reasons to go to Alabama.
Apparently, HR didn't select that one.
Yeah. No, I did. I had it in there.
Apparently, AI didn't
there's only
select
like,
that one.
There's only like two reasons, maybe three reasons to go to Alabama, and George Barber made one of them.
Our friend, we will talk about it all the time, Larry Newberry. So John and I, if you've met Larry Newberry, you love him. I think microcarlot.com might still be up in the internet space. But the reason you love Larry is because Larry is just one of those guys. Microcarlot is not, by the way. That sucks. So I'm sorry about that. Microcarlot is no longer a space. Sorry, Larry.
Yeah, he got out a little bit ago.
Right. So anyhow, Larry was at Barber with his truck and his 40-foot trailer, which would be his small trailer.
This trailer is ridiculous.
So Larry had a 50-foot trailer that was illegal.
It couldn't be
It
legal.
was like a bumper pull 40-footer.
I've seen one of those, down
Right?
at Joe Nutton's insane.
And that was like custom built for Larry. And he could sleep in it and the whole deal, but also could carry a garage full of cars in the damn thing. So Larry apparently went to Barber one of the first years they did it. He pulled in and then they got a wee bit of rain. And so they got a wee bit of rain and a lot of people got stuck. And Larry said, Mr. Barber came out and helped them push.
Yep.
And was covered in mud from head to toe, laughing and smiling the whole time, pushing out a big dually truck and this 40-foot trailer. And Larry said, not only did he come down and help, this multi-billionaire came down and helped, but was laughing and having a great time with the guys doing it. And then the next year, when they went there, all the roads were paved.
Yep.
Get him pushing once.
Learn something.
Yeah, get him pushing once, and all the roads got paved.
Every
All
story.
right, who do we got to throw in the mud in Mid-Ohio to make that happen?
Every story.
Let me
I've
know.
ever
I
heard-
got this.
John, you've been made for this job from the beginning.
Oh God.
I thought you were going to say he had to unload all the cars off of his trailer, like the clown cars.
Make it lighter.
And the cars kept
Yes.
coming out and coming out, and then clowns kept coming out of each car.
Well, it's funny you said that. So at Joe Null, that was an airplane event. I was down there. The first time I saw one of these fucking trailers like that,
Yeah.
it was coming through a overpass. So like it looked like a normal trailer, and then it just kept coming. And it kept coming, and it was almost comical. You're like, when's this trailer going to end?
Yeah.
And then when he parked, he had 3 side-by-sides and a whole camping area inside
Just
the thing.
built out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was insane.
So that's Mr. Barber, George. If you've ever got a chance to meet the guy, you've ever been down there at the museum, George always did a great job.
Yeah.
And he really did.
Every story I've ever heard of the man, he was amazing.
86 years old.
Oh yeah.
He won. He did
He won.
good.
He won.
He won.
He had
won.
the world's greatest collection.
And he
of
died with the
toys.
most toys.
Yeah.
So he did. So well done, George Barber. Have fun, and he'll get to meet all of his friends now that got out before him. So that's cool. So I can tell you right now, as we get older and we start doing this, we're gonna be losing our friends. That's just what happens. So just be friends while you can. Say nice things to them, right? Because they're not going to be here forever.
Party now.
Yep. Party now. That's exactly right. So back to our show notes.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Where's AI is putting us back on track?
I am putting us back on track. This was something that kind of caught me out of nowhere. This popped up on one of our forums regarding 3-wheelers. And we talked about this, and one of our podcast listeners a few months ago gave us some great insight. This is a bill that aims to redefine motorcycles,
Oh yeah.
leaving the Slingshot in classification limbo. Now, limbo is not a good place you want to be when it comes down to laws and things like that. One of our listeners said, very simply put, steering wheel, not a motorcycle. Handlebars, probably a motorcycle, right?
You must sit astride it.
It's another good thing, right?
You must sit astride
Right.
it.
That's a very, very
works.
good thing.
Well, I'm a firm believer in the loophole, and I like the idea of a 3-wheeler because you can make an inexpensive work vehicle 3 wheels classified as a motorcycle. It doesn't have to meet NHTSA and DOT and EPA.
We're talking about the rickshaws. We're talking about the tuk-tuks. We're talking about
the
the
Ape,
Piaggio
the
Apes.
city, yeah.
Right?
And
The service car.
right,
Service car.
anything.
Yeah.
And now that they're trying to reclassify 3-wheelers, handlebars versus steering wheel, that, this is kind of a weird limbo, because you said it's in limbo.
Right.
It's kind of a weird idea for them to have right now.
Yes. Yeah. And we do know there's these horrible little yellow things in every beach town that you're going to go to that have a 50cc motor in the back or an 80cc motor in the back. And they're like, it's a Sunbird or it's a, whatever, it's a Key West excursion vehicle. Right. But the point is,
Sunbird, that's what they call ice bears in Florida.
and these little things are everywhere, but in my opinion, they're not a motorcycle, right? It's not. And they get around parking rules. They get around insurance rules because it's 49 cc's. They're like, oh, well, it's not a motorcycle. It's not a car. So you can just, you don't need insurance. You don't need a helmet.
The other point of their rule that they want is 30 horsepower.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And that would definitely bring it up into the larger classes. I definitely, what's that?
I was just thinking 30 horsepower for them or for
For a motorcycle.
For a motorcycle.
period.
To be a motorcycle, it has to have 30 horsepower.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Because
because
like I can't ride anything anymore. Like, fuck. They're gonna add restrictor plates. or what are they doing
the
here?
only thing about that is there's plenty of motorcycles that don't make 30 horsepower that are definitely motorcycles.
that are
So
absolutely motorcycles.
The monkey.
TW200.
Yeah.
We have a problem when people that don't ride motorcycles write motorcycle laws.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up with some weird shit in this country, right? A law that says
no, wait a second. Capable of speeds over 30 miles,
30 miles per hour.
Sorry
Right.
about
Yeah.
that.
That's what makes it
Okay.
Well,
I
that's
had to read my own.
That's usually the 4.9 law.
the long and short of that is that's going to be your moped law. That's going to be what classifies those little dingleberry bird scooter things that have side-by-side seating and a little 50cc automatic in the back, pushing them around in a tourist area. Because realistically, that is basically a golf cart. Its performance standards are golf cart territory. I get that. I totally understand. These, I absolutely love the idea of clarity. That is a great thing. If you say, we can think about the Reliant Robin, right? The Robin Reliant. We think about that. That is definitely a three-wheeled car.
And I can never not see Jeremy Clarkson.
Again, right. Hey, just
One
of your best days ever is just watching them try to roll that.
One of my biggest regrets in life is
they
not
don't
getting
try.
one when I could have had it for cheap.
Yeah, again,
It was almost giveaway price and I didn't get it.
Yep.
And I'm still mad.
Well, and to that point, somebody came into the shop last week and said, "Hey, I want to sell you my Yugo."
Oh shit. I haven't thought of that car in 40 years, man.
A running Yugo, GV, not a convertible, not a GV Plus, nothing sexy,
And it
just
still has actual metal?
a base model Yugo. And he said it's got about 60,000 miles on it. It starts and it runs, but it doesn't run well. And he was like, anybody who'll give me $1,200 for this thing or trade it for a scooter. And I said, I honestly don't have anything in this room that's under $1,600.
Right.
Also, I don't want your fucking car because your car is not four wheels and a problem. Your car is four wheels and numerous problems.
Well, could you find any part for that?
I'm sure you could because it is essentially a
it's a Fiat
Yugoslav
128.
ripoff of a Fiat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and there are clubs for people
It's like
who own
saying,
these
can you
things.
find parts for an AK-47?
Well, and the problem is he has now explained this to the junkie that's like, no,
Right.
wait a minute. Are you sure? I might
Yeah.
have something here.
Yeah, but ultimately what it comes down to is I'm at a point in my life where I have given up on the idea that it's cool to own a car that it ultimately causes me problems just so other people can go, that's cool, and give me no money.
Right.
So if the system was they went, that's cool, here's $5, then I could justify putting all my time and effort into this fucking stupid car.
Is that kind of what we got going on here?
I know, right? Yeah.
I mean,
I'd have to have a podcast about the Yugo, right? Where people would chime in and say, that's cool, here's $5.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the reason I've said, if I'm going to have something dumb, that when I'm driving it, I either bring joy to people's faces or that mystical, quizzical, like, what the fuck did he do that for? Look, right? But I'm no longer finding the joy in being assaulted when I go in to buy gasoline by old men that are like, hey, one of my
Yes,
friends.
you do.
No.
How about old
This
women?
like I do it to you all the time.
So again, that joke, it's been swell, but the swelling's gone now.
The problem
Yeah.
is, Phil, you have owned the most obscure Japanese market vehicles. The Johnny Cab, for example, is
Exactly.
one where you're like, yeah, I'd like to get rid of this now.
Yeah.
And the problem with a Yugo is you eventually have to go, okay, now I have to get rid of it because you do operate as a business. This
Easy
is
to
what
buy,
happens
hard
to do.
to sell.
And you like until you find somebody like me who's a dumbass It's hard to get rid of that thing.
You have to find somebody who is sicker than you are.
Correct.
If you're on the road to recovery, the only way for you to get rid of the things is to find somebody who is further back on the road to recovery.
So, Sleepy, let this be a lesson to you. Never buy a Dodge Ram pickup.
Yeah, well, again, sometimes.
Anybody want to buy a collection of parts with a bunch of warranties?
Right. I got a box of warranties and a car you can put it in. And a truck you can put it in.
Somebody with the more patience and hasn't been heartbroken and stabbed in the face.
Upside down
Can
in
have
the
a free
ditch, you
motor,
say.
but-
On fire, you say.
I mean, that's a good angle for that, though. Tear the motor out, send it back. They'll send you a free motor, throw away the rest of the truck, and then resell the motor.
Yeah, but it's got a brand new transmission. It's
Throw
got brand
away
new
the
drive shaft,
truck.
brand new. It's got everything's new.
Throw away. Yeah, take all those new things out and sell them to somebody else who's trying to put together a piece
But
of
then
shit.
I have to do all that work. I got to take all the shit off. I am done working
I'm just
on
saying,
shit.
market it
Done.
that way. Market it that way.
Tell you what, Sleepy, I'll give you my Thruxton for it.
Would
Done.
anyone like to know?
Done. Bring it. Bring it over. Tow it over here. I'll give you the Thruxton. It's
Okay.
got a title.
Okay.
So,
I'll fix it.
I get a bike and you're going to fix my truck? Done. Dude.
it's
Well, no, the
mark the
reality-
tape.
The reality is what I'm going to do.
You're right. It's
I'm gonna
fucking
put-
recorded.
Mark
I'm gonna
the
put,
tape.
I'm going to put stated worth on it. And
Call
we'll
your
talk
friendly
about that.
insurance agent.
Call my friendly insurance agent in 6 months.
But here's what I'd like to talk about this bill, about HR 3385. A bill that so far us talking about kind of seems logical, right? It kind of seems like it's a decent idea. Maybe we shouldn't be calling slingshots. Maybe we shouldn't be calling those things that have dual bucket seats and have, 180 horsepower.
If that was your only vehicle, how could you currently take the Ohio motorcycle test with a slingshot?
You can't.
So that's why that makes no sense at fucking
Absolutely.
all. Right.
Very good example.
Right.
If you
Can
can't,
you take the test on a Can-Am, though?
yes, you can. There is literally a 3-wheeler stipulation for the Ohio motorcycle test. There is for sidecars and for vehicles that have the front wheels or back wheels further than 18 inches apart.
They have to respace the course then, right?
It's totally different. It's a completely different test.
Okay.
It is not even what you're thinking about. So if you go in and say, I want a sidecar or 3-wheelers operator's license, which means like a Harley Davidson Tri-Glide, or you have a vehicle that has 2 in the front, very wide, these things that traditionally meet you're sitting on a saddle or you're steering with handlebars, but for whatever reason, you're not on 2 wheels. Okay. There is a license for that in the state of Ohio. Do not expect to go in there and do the 6 tests that you're going to see on a motorcycle test, because quite obviously that doesn't work that way. They have a modified test. I don't know. I've never taken it.
I think you get a modified license.
You
though,
definitely do get a
You don't-
modified
you don't
license.
Get just a regular.
It's not a 2-wheeler license. Right. That's exactly right, because you haven't done the 2-wheelers thing. So we kind of agreed, talking about this, that it's probably not a bad idea that we take away the Polaris Slingshot's ability to be called a motorcycle. Right?
Hear ye, hear ye.
Hear ye, hear ye. But, my friends, it's something that the government is trying to do, and somebody's not happy about it.
That
We
never
just
happens.
agreed that we thought it was a pretty good idea that Polaris Slingshots couldn't be called motorcycles. Well, my friends, there is a letter to our government that opposes HR 3385.
Oh, boy.
And you know who sent it?
Polaris.
Dick Jones.
The Motorcycle Industry Council. That's the people that are out there fighting for you. Okay? Yeah. I pay dues to these people. Okay?
And so does Polaris, probably a lot.
Let me read to you. First, they give their credentials. The MIC represents several hundred companies in the power sports industry. Several hundred companies. We write to express our strong opposition to HR 3385, as the legislation threatens to eliminate an entire category of the innovative American-made products from commerce and jeopardize thousands of domestic jobs. HR 3385 seeks to narrow the federal definition of motorcycle by excluding 3-wheeled vehicles equipped with steering wheels, pedals, and bucket seats, commonly referred to as autocycles. This is not a mere administrative adjustment. It is a de facto ban on an established and successful motorcycle market segment. Federal law currently lacks a separate autocycle safety category, by removing these vehicles from the motorcycle definition, places them in classification limbo, making it illegal to sell or register them. Our opposition is based on the following critical impacts: total market elimination. Current federal safety standards and registration laws rely on the broad motorcycle definition to classify three-wheeled vehicles. By excluding autocycles from this definition without creating a viable alternative federal safety category, H.R. 3385 would effectively make it illegal to sell or operate autocycles. Again, autocycles being the term that they are clearly using to define that which is neither an auto nor a cycle.
So
It's a car.
I kind of get them. Well, I kind of get them.
Just registered as a car.
But then you have to have
That-
airbags in the doors.
Correct.
You have to have all the safety shit the second you call it a car.
Because
Yeah.
Archimoto.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
And now I'm against this.
Because all of the adorable little three-wheeler projects cars, like Grumpy Sewer Guy wanted to give all this money to buy an Elio, right? That would that's done.
Archimoto.
All of these clever little three-wheelers that get great mileage.
And
Done.
one of the problems
And could
is,
really kill people.
well, so can motorcycles. Get over it. But
Okay.
when you're talking about an affordable utility vehicle, 'cause I keep bringing back the Ape as a viable in-town alternative.
Have
to
you
a
ever driven an Ape at over 30 miles an hour?
Yes, it's horrible.
Unsafe at that speed.
But point being is when you talk about the new Vespa cars, for example,
Sure.
with bigger tires and bigger wingspan.
Vespa cars?
Yeah, the new ones, the newer Apes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Still terrifying.
It's still terrifying, but
Still
it's still
unsafe.
a viable 40 mile an hour utility vehicle that you can use inner city that replaces the
Motorcycles safe because they're motorcycles.
they're not safe because they are motorcycles. Let's get over that.
Well, this is
Yes,
and
they are.
And here now we're gonna let's do this real quick, okay? The first thing they're saying is the tens of thousands of autocycles titles and registrations that are already on the road would be invalidated. Florida, Idaho, and Illinois, Alabama, these are places that have autocycles already on the books as a thing that is neither an auto nor a cycle. Okay? It's an autocycle, right? So in those states, if you live in those states and you have a Slingshot, there is a category for that vehicle to be in. It does not need airbags. It does not need 5 mile an hour bumpers. It doesn't need all the things that your car needs to be a car.
What's the licensing for the side-by-sides and golf carts, the low-speed vehicle?
There's LSV laws that are different from state to state.
I mean, everybody's passing those right now. You might
But
as well
again-
just put them under LSV.
Will somebody buy a Slingshot that goes 31 miles per hour? No. Okay, so now we're back to killing thousands of jobs and all the reasons MIC is talking about.
My daughter has disappointed me only one time when she said she liked the Slingshot.
So
Oh, what if she dated a guy with a slingshot?
Hey,
That would be
Sleepy,
John's breaking point.
hey,
Right.
Sleepy, do you have a womp womp on there?
well,
I
and
have
then
it, yeah.
there you go. So then they go into a bunch of hyperbole talking about, it's $51 billion in this industry and 1.2 million retail sales and 10,690 power sports retailers. None of those numbers that they put in there have anything to do with the Slingshot, right? We're talking about an vehicle with the potential of a couple of weird things that sell 50 a year. When we were in LA at the AIM Expo, we were traveling down to go have dinner on the beach, and we saw one of those very expensive three-wheeler cars that only celebrities own. Like
I want to say Van Veen, but it's
Oh,
not.
Vanderbilt.
Vauxhall?
it wasn't a Vanderhall.
Vauxhall?
It was the one that looks more like a bug. It was very, very organic, but it's a super high fuel efficiency vehicle, and they even have a solar version of it.
But not an Elio.
No. Right? Yeah, it's a crazy
So a Corbin,
bug-shaped thing.
Corbin Sparrow.
It was. I'm not. It might have been the Aptera. I think it might have been the Aptera. But anyway, it was something that was Was that the Arcimoto? No, the Arcimoto is
Well,
the
I
one
mean,
with person in the front and person in the back.
What about
Doesn't
the
matter.
What about the Morgan, the
Well,
Gucci powered Morgan?
The Morgan is another great example. And the Gucci powered Morgan was the absolute smallest number of Morgans ever built. But the Morgan is a good example of that. It's an auto car. It's an autocycle. It's still got a steering wheel. You still sit in it like a car. It's got pedals, and they say pedals, specifically pedals.
What do they do about cars like the isn't it the Ariel Atom?
Ariel Adams, four
But
wheels.
no,
that's
the
four wheel, but those don't have airbags.
No,
or stuff,
the
right?
Ariel Atom is not approved for street use. It's track only.
Track only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Track car.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like the KTM. KTM has a 4-wheeler just exactly the same, which is a fucking beast.
But I have seen some aerial atoms on the street. I think they have something in them that makes
it's
them
called
legal
a
now.
manufacturer's or dealer's plate.
I don't know, dude. I think they have new versions where
I think there
not.
is a street legal Ariel Adam.
Yeah,
I do think
100%
there is.
think
If there is, if there is, I haven't heard of it.
yeah,
I
there
should
is.
I should be
Well,
looking
there is-
for it.
If you throw an airbag in the steering wheel and maybe one or two other, it'd probably be fine.
I'm almost positive that they are because not only the Ariel Atom, but also things like
the Lotus 7.
the low cost
Well,
Caterham, right?
If they're,
7, like
if
Lotus
they're
7.
classified as a
Right.
kit car, that's different.
The area, so
'Cause
just
most low costs that you're looking at are not Lotus 7s or kit cars.
right. So if you would be interested in owning a legal Ariel Atom, you can literally go to arielna.com for a EPA approved, DOT approved, ready to go out and drive on the streets of Ohio, your car powered by its Honda 4-cylinder engine and all that delightfulness, 320 horse pers, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds.
So maybe it doesn't have airbags,
Top speed of 162.
but it does have 4-point harnesses, and so that's how you're getting away with it.
It is
I'm
I mean,
fascinated by this.
I think they're good for tracks. Like
What's
you don't
the-
have to do anything to take them on a track.
What's the price tag
I'm
on that?
intrigued by your ideas, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
I'm literally trying to find the right thing. So here's the way.
Phil's
So
like,
you
I
can
haven't
build it
had
out
one of these.
$83,750.
Oh.
So there you go.
That's a
The
hell of a
attractive thing about the Ariel Adams when they
Cinch.
came out was that they were
Cinch.
$20,000.
Right. But that's not this one.
It's not the
It's on
street
Google.
legal version.
Right. That's not the street legal version. Right.
So doesn't this all
it's
come down to inherent risk?
it would, except for there's other people on the road.
It's $20,000 and $60,000 worth of bribes.
I'm going to say that inherent risk is definitely a part of riding a motorcycle. When somebody gets in a car, NHTSA has said that NHTSA exists and has been taking our money for a long time to verify that when you buy a car, that somebody has made sure that that car can hit things at certain speeds and not kill you. Right? And
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Right. So we all know, put the lipstick on the airbag, run the mannequin into the wall at maximum velocity, assess a score.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. But with motorcycles, it has been, this is a motorcycle, and we're not going to force everybody to put airbags on motorcycles. We're not going to force there to be knee bolsters on motorcycles.
I'm going to go on the record and say
Yeah.
I'd like to try to kill myself in an Ariel Atom.
There is a really bad video, I think it was at Monaco, where they were doing a celebrity demo with like an Ariel Atom, and it was like a pro driver and another person, like you would be in the passenger seat after donating a lot of money, and it didn't make turn one, and it was a double casket situation.
Do I get my money back?
Probably not. Yeah.
No, them fuckers, once you sign the check, they ain't talking
Yeah.
to you no more.
There is no you to give it back to.
Correct. Also true. Right. So in any case, they do make them. They are definitely NHTSA approved, as they are very happy to tell you, all over their website. But that's the difference between being the affordable version. Ooh, throw this up, Sleepy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this thing's got windshield wipers. We've all seen sand rails, we've all seen dune buggies, and we know that those are street legal, right? Because the guys that made them into dune buggies figured it out.
That looks like the Honda Odyssey. You remember the?
It does look like an Odyssey. It looks like an Odyssey for
Not-
adults.
Not gonna lie, I love that.
Wait,
thing.
is this the side-by-side version? Because that's not the track version, right?
This is the Nomad 2.
Okay, so that's the side-by-side. Like, that's like a out or
This
off-road
is the
version.
off-road Ariel Atom.
Look at that thing.
Look at that thing.
How much Patreon money do
Look
we
at
need
this
for that?
fucking thing.
Now, I still would be mad at that being at Mid Ohio though.
I love this thing.
I do too though. It was fucking amazing.
I will admit it.
I am
look
in
at it.
on this.
I am loving
But
this.
what makes this better than a side by side? How much is this compared to a
Well,
side
this
by
is street legal. We'll start with that.
Well, side by sides, you can make them street legal now.
Yeah, but you can't go. That thing will probably go 100 mile an hour. no
Yeah,
problem.
true. No, yeah.
This is, unfortunately, sad to say, this has a Ford 2.3 EcoBoost motor in it.
Oh.
I like the other one with the Honda a lot better.
No, never mind. Fuck that.
Yeah, okay.
You know what? I buy one after the EcoBoost shits itself.
Just get the other one. Just get the Ariel 4 with the Honda motor in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Honda motor's the way
If
to
it
go.
says EcoBoost, you don't want it.
Oh, I'm so sad. I
Anyway.
feel so bad for him. Oh,
Welcome to
shame
car-
about your motor.
Welcome to Car Talk.
Clicking.
I love the way this fucking thing looks, but yeah, you lost me at EcoBoost, man. Sorry, I just can't. The small EcoBoosts do not have a long lifespan.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier when
Allegedly.
Yeah,
This little cocksucker's got a winch in the front of it. It's
Dude,
designed to party.
As their video guy though, I love that background. Like I'm
that's
I'm
pretty cool,
using
isn't it?
this. That's a
That's
good idea.
good camera
man.
angle.
Yeah. Well, just
Yeah.
the fact of having that still image in front of it.
It's great. I think that's a really great
It
idea.
looks good.
I'm
I'm stealing that
All
idea.
right. Anyway, so you're like, okay, this bill's all about, helping motorcyclists identify motorcycles, and then who's opposing it is the MIC. And here's the crazy thing: they make a lot of salient points. Okay, but I'm going to read you the synopsis. We respectfully urge you to protect American innovation and jobs that support the manufacturing sector and oppose H.R. 3385. We believe that regulatory clarity should support market growth, not act as a death knell to a thriving sector of the power sports industry. We look forward to providing your staff with technical data regarding the economic and safety value of the auto cycle segment. And I do like this because what they're saying is, just create a fucking category for it.
Absolutely.
Does it exist? It exists. It exists from a lot of people. Vanderhall's got one. It ain't just the Spider. It ain't just the Can-Am Spider. It ain't just the Polaris Slingshot. Vanderhall's got one. There's plenty of three-wheeled vehicles out there. Create a fucking classification for
Well,
it.
as a lot of people like to say, we're from the government and we're here to help.
Right. Yeah. Right. I agree. Oh, man.
Hold on. They gotta go like that.
Oh yeah. Wait. Where's my sunglasses and the fish kissing?
Hold
I need
on,
a
Sean.
fish to
Are
kiss.
we going to have to change Antifa headquarters address again?
Yes.
God damn it.
We are from the government. We're here to help.
Oh, man. I hate when we have to move.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So that's kind of cool. And I would be happier if they said, this thing exists, right? The Vanderhall exists. People want to buy it. Great. Make a classification for it.
Yeah.
Cool. Right? That's fine. Right?
Motorcycle like.
They created a rule for Jesse fucking James.
They did?
Yeah, it's the asshole.
I'm
rule.
sorry. Have you ever seen a West Coast chopper, Orange County chopper, or of any of those choppers that would pass DOT?
Oh, you're right.
No, more
fair enough.
More
That's
effectively,
right. It's a custom.
pass
it's
emission,
limited production
pass emission in
vehicle.
California.
Yes. That's it.
So if you
Yeah,
build
I
less than
remember
a
that.
certain number of something, you don't have to meet the rules of all the road because you built a small quantity.
You know, Zimbo1212 in the chat makes a very valid point. There should be a class of vehicle
Hail
called
Zimbo.
I understand the risk and I'm taking it, but it's fucking worth it.
Yeah, I understand the risk and I'm fucking taking
That
it.
is the most.
Right.
That is the best I have seen for this whole thing.
I understand the risk and it's worth it, so I'm fucking taking it.
That might
I
be a
love
shirt.
that.
Might have to be a shirt.
It would have its own special license
Oh, there
plate.
would be a checkbox at the fucking DMV. Like, fuck you, I'm taking this.
My wife used to
I'm
say, if
making that
you
into a
spent,
shirt.
Right?
My wife used to say that if you
I'm
spent
sending
an
you a
extra
bunch.
$300 on your license plate, that you should be allowed to go 15 over.
Right.
And there, you'd have a special colored license plate that would be like, I prepaid for my ticket.
Fuck it, let's do it.
I just prepaid for my
it should
ticket.
just say fuck it, let's do it.
I'm allowed to go 15 over.
Does that come with higher insurance rates?
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
well, no,
I'm sure it
it
would.
can be its own special classification of insurance. I am willing to pay you more so that I can do 150 miles an hour because fuck those people.
Right. Well,
Fuck them kids.
well, again, the biggest problem we have is when somebody's going 62 miles an hour in the 70 zone, right? And we're trying to move down the road, and there's somebody in front of us that's just doing their phone thing or whatever at 62 miles an hour.
Thing you could do.
now I'm going to. Yeah. Not today. But that's good.
All right.
We're
back. Okay.
Settle down.
So I do like that. I do like that it gave us a debate angle, and the debate angle was, where do we draw the line between motorcycle, trike, and car with handlebars?
Right.
And I think where we draw the line is they exist, acknowledge they exist, right?
Right.
Quit saying that pit bulls are illegal when you yourself don't even know what a goddamn pit bull is, right? Know something about what you're talking about before you make a law against it, and then approach the public and say, okay, this is something we've discovered. Can we do it? Should we do it? Or is it just fine the way it is?
Production note.
Yeah.
So the article that I actually read about this before I piped it in there was not as good as our discussion.
Oh,
So-
no, not at all.
No, so my point
we
is-
beat
Right.
their
So this
article.
might be pretty good at piping in our topics
Right.
because that gave us points now that
Yeah.
actually made what we talked about way better than what I read.
I didn't talk about any of the points.
No, but it led to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think our flavor of it was better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, we all like the smell of our own poo, so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, next topic. MotoGP moving.
I like the smell of 10,000 poos.
Oh, yeah, that's your job.
Well, you're a professional, John.
Okay.
Professional,
Now you're just showing off.
So
That's money right there.
Brown money.
So Australia said, "Fuck you, we want Isle of Man."
Huh.
Australia
That's
just
like Trump
said,
saying, "I want
Australia just
Greenland."
said, "Fuck you, we want to do an Isle of Man too." Oh. That's what happened. So MotoGP's been racing at Phillips Island for an extremely long time.
We've
okay?
got our man on the street there in Australia.
We do, absolutely.
Yeah. Where's our?
He's not in Adelaide.
Yeah.
So
It's a small country. It's just around the corner.
Because isn't Australia like 1,000 miles of just straight road?
well, Adelaide's not. Right. So we'll go ahead and for the folks at home, we'll go ahead and pull up a quick map. So for people that have never been to Australia, it's big. It's big, and there's a lot of nothing, and then there's some stuff in the corners.
It's like Texas but bigger.
Right. Well,
But what they got is pretty fucking awesome.
agreed.
Yeah.
So 17 tanks of gas west of Sydney is Adelaide. Coastal town, absolutely beautiful, super cool, got a lot going for it. Really neat town. But when I said it just now, you were like, oh shit, that is in Australia. Because we all know about Sydney, we all know about Melbourne, we all know about Perth, right? Adelaide's definitely a third stringer, second stringer, but it's a beautiful, beautiful city. And MotoGP is they want to do some shit downtown.
Absolutely.
They want a chance to hit some buildings too.
I want a reason to go to Australia, and this
Right?
is a good one.
And this is kind of cool that they're doing an Adelaide street circuit from 2027 to 2032.
I'm fucking pumped.
Well,
Is it-
again, it's going to help the Adelaide Tourism Bureau.
Does it overlap with the Postie Bike Challenge?
That'd be
It
great.
should.
I'll be there.
It fucking should.
This gives one more reason to go to Australia now.
In fact, I would like to propose a new Postie Bike Challenge, and that would be Sydney to Melbourne to Australia or to Adelaide, and fuck the whole rest of the country. The last thing I need to do is be out there dodging bitey, dangerous shit and big giant 18-wheelers. Well,
Danger
96-wheelers. Right? Exactly.
And
I don't
kangaroos,
need any
too.
of that.
And I'm not 100% convinced that Toe Cutter's dead.
Road trains are
Yeah.
a thing, and they're kind
Yeah.
of scary.
I get it. Perth exists. That's fine. I'll take your word for it, but I will fly there.
It's
right?
just like Isle of Man, but with bigger spiders.
look, we're impressing. We're impressing our buddy.
There we go.
He's crying.
He's crying. Yeah, for real. This is not only an American's view of Australia, but a Midwestern American's
Yeah.
view of Australia. I can drive to Chicago 6 hours. I can drive to New York City 7 hours. I can drive to Toronto 4 hours.
I literally just drove to Dallas and back like 3 months ago, which is like 12 hours.
Okay, yeah, but many cool places are not even a day's commute from where I live.
Right.
So when somebody's like, for those, Merritt and I spent a few weeks in Australia. Merritt's dad used to work there, but he worked in Sydney. He lived in Manly. So we were like on the coast. We had the best of the ocean and the best of the harbor right there where we lived. And it was a pretty great place to be. I almost took a job there. But I can also tell you there's a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing.
It's going to be just like the Isle of Man, but with bigger spiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what Jimbo 12
Look,
said.
the only thing that can kill you on the Isle of Man are the motorcycles.
What's that?
Nothing else on the Isle of Man is dangerous.
Right.
There is no poisonous anything on the Isle of Man.
Sheep.
I will tell you something that Adelaide and the Isle of
have
Man
sheep.
have in common.
Yeah.
I will tell you something they have in common.
Sheep shaggers.
Wallabies. There are wallabies on the Isle of Man.
Wobblies?
They took a bunch of them up there for a movie once 100 years ago, and they left
And they
them.
let them go.
Oh,
They
shit.
let them
It's
go.
like-
and
it's
there's
like-
wild wallabies
It's like the
in the North Atlantic.
It's like the herpes
In the North
monkeys in
Sea.
Florida.
That's so weird. It's so fucking weird. So I do love that they're doing this. This sounds super cool to me.
Damn it, it's stuck in my head.
It's going to be great for, it's going to be great for business. Now,
Shag a wallaby.
Team Drop Bear all the way. The problem though is I have to clarify. This is not a Isle of Man TT circuit. We're not talking about 37 miles Snaefell Mountain Road course. We are talking about 4.19 kilometers. Now, if you don't know what a kilometer is, it's like a scared mile. It's a really, really short mile. It's like an Irish mile.
Oh no, it's just
right.
the pool's just cold.
Right. The pool's very cold. Right. 4.1 kilometers. 4.1 kilometers, like a 2.6er, right? 2.6 mile course.
Hey baby, it's 8 inches.
Yeah, but it's 18 turns.
Right.
So for those of us who do like Mid Ohio, Summit Point, 18 turns is a lot of turns. So that tells me the stretch. They say the top speed is going to be 340 kilometers per hour.
I was going to say, Isle of Man is,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable, but those bikes are
92
not
miles an hour is awesome.
even in competition with MotoGP bikes.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely.
Do you think? No,
Yep,
no way.
Yep,
dude.
Justin makes perfect.
the 1,000cc bikes, the Isle of Man, they're not pulling. The MotoGP bikes are $1 million a piece,
That's
dude.
a
I know.
That's a good
You think
question.
that they have a
And
million?
guys have taken MotoGP bikes onto the Isle of Man before.
Okay, I didn't think that
And
they were racing.
didn't quite do as well. But yeah,
Really?
but that is a thing that exists. And current MotoGP livery does go to
The Isle of
the
Man.
Isle of Man.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's
That's
just a
cool.
different kind of a course, and it's a
Yeah.
different setup for the bike.
So you have to build an Isle of Man bike.
Basically, what you're saying is the demands you're putting on an Isle of Man bike are totally different than the demands you're going to have on any MotoGP course in the world.
I'm sure.
Based on the violence of the bumps, the turns, the things you have to do with that motorcycle that are not as surgical. That would be like saying, can a Formula One car go on a GT touring circuit? Yeah, it can, but you're going to change that car so much
Yeah,
doing
they're
it.
gonna think about it. There's not a straightaway on any MotoGP course that's gonna have that bike winding out for 10 minutes or
Exactly.
whatever. Not 10,
Or-
whatever
exactly.
it is.
Or
3
going
minutes.
over mountains and stuff, climbing
Right.
like
Doing
significant
jumps.
hills. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And that's the thing that you can definitely take a current livery MotoGP bike, and there are people that do, and with the correct rider. But if you watch the Guy Martin thing, you look at the Valentino Rossi thing, you got the guys that were very successful racers in MotoGP that tried Isle of Man and went, oh, no. Ball's not big enough, right? Ball's not big enough. Need more balls, right?
Oh, dude, I bought the
Yeah.
game for the PS5 the other day.
You did?
And it's really hard to play.
Yeah.
It's Isle of Man 3 or something.
Yep.
It's fucking hard to do. But when I did finally get it going, I was doing 180 through this fucking thing with the bushes. I'm sweating my dick off playing a video game.
There's
I'm
a
like,
green blur,
"Ah."
a gray blur, and a green blur. Try to stay on the gray blur.
Yeah, exactly. It's-
Meanwhile, Agostini is just past you doing a wheelie.
Yeah. But so back to the Adelaide course, it's not going to be an Isle of Man thing. I said Isle of Man for Adelaide. I was having some fun with it. It's going to be an on streets MotoGP.
So what
That's
you're
cool.
saying is we're going to need about 1,000 more Patreons to fund us going to do a
We'll
live
do a live
cast
podcast,
in,
man. We got
in
the
Australia.
Oh my God.
The one camera, all
Hey.
of our cameras over here, the cameras,
Yeah.
those can be standalone streamers. They have
Oh.
software on them where we can use
Well,
those to stream. So we can do live fucking streams, man.
As the saying goes, I didn't come here to shag spiders.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know how many airplanes we could get. How many airplanes it would take us to get to Adelaide? I don't know. I have no idea.
There were people when we were coming back from California that were on their trip to Australia, and they're like, "Yeah, we've taken 2 flights already, and our next one will be 14 hours."
Yep.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we were 24 hours to get to get to Sydney.
But I must say the 777 is pretty comfortable.
Pretty cool. Yep. Yeah, pretty cool.
So when is that starting?
Let me go ahead and pull the dates up for you.
Thursday.
So,
So anyway, if y'all want to contribute to sending us to fucking Australia, go ahead and fucking hit that donate button.
I'm trying to find the actual dates of the thing because
If you'd like to just send
They're
maybe
just
one or
announcing
two
it.
of us, that's fine too. Just let us
we
know.
are going to need better sponsors. Shanky's Whip is not cutting it.
It's
for
not
us
gonna
going
make
to
it.
Australia.
We need an Australian sponsor. That's how we pull this shit off.
He's right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Fucking marmalade. Or not
no
that?
fucking
Vegemite.
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 No,
Vegemite.
I like Vegemite.
you're a weird.
Is there
Oh
some
no, I
sort
put
of,
salt on it, but I fucking
You
love
put
it.
salt on Vegemite?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's not
That's
salt.
fucking
yeah.
wrong.
is there some Australian boat aged whiskey that would?
Oh yeah, we can talk to them about that.
Yeah, didn't a listener send us
Wait,
a
is
bottle
weed legal
of
in Australia?
Australian
What do
whiskey?
What do they drink down under?
I have to find
Too many
out the weed
questions.
laws.
Too many questions.
Fosters.
I might not be able to go to Australia.
Ostrich squeezings.
I think I'm registered as THC, so I don't know if I can get into the country if it's not legal.
Yeah, I have no
Yeah, they
idea.
got a law against you.
Yeah.
I don't
currently
doubt it.
speaking, so currently the Phillips Island event, just so you know, is currently the end of October.
Okay.
So 23rd of October to 25th of October. That's the current schedule, which they'll probably be taking.
Which is great because then our season's pretty much over here, so it gives you something to do.
Well, yeah, because it's opposite down
I mean,
there.
if you have just a shit ton of money,
It's all upside
laying around.
down. So if you have a private jet and a hostel that the ClevelandMoto guys can take over, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the crazy thing because like right now they're racing at Phillips Island, which is south of Melbourne, right? So, you know, Melbourne's got a lot. Melbourne's like a European city. It's pretty cool. But this is 10 hours west of Melbourne. Like, you know, you get these whole ideas when you're like, oh, well, you know, it's from Sydney to Melbourne. I'm sure it's like just down the street. No, it's not just down the street.
Remember when we talked to Ryan F9? He was like, no, it was like just slogging across nothing when they were going through the
Well, no, the Outback's called the Outback for a fucking reason because they keep it out back.
But I think,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm sure just like any of us, if we did that, like we're hearing this, we're understanding this, right? But when you're in it, I have a feeling it's a very different feeling when you're like, I have 300 kilometers of gas
Right.
and the gas station's 350 and and there's 1,000 kangaroos that look mad and they're eating the dead ones and yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, where's the next gas station?
Yeah.
Wollabunga Dunga Bunga Dong.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I have to go to Wollabunga
Remember
Dunga
what he
Dunga
said?
Dong.
He was like, he goes, and they say like, okay, you can get gas there, but they're only open from 1 to
Yes.
1:45 on Tuesdays. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's tough, man. You see a lot of people sleeping in their cars.
Yeah.
So it's 20. I did look at it. It is 20 solid hours if you're going to go from Sydney to Melbourne to Adelaide.
Okay.
So that's 20 solid hours of just hammer
This
down.
is
right?
less like Isle of Man TT and more like the fucking Dakar.
Well,
This is Paris Dakar.
But what to Pete's point about doing the Posty Bike Challenge is rather than heading 20 hours into the wasteland,
Right.
head 20 hours to something awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take 4 days of riding and go somewhere fucking cool.
I don't think there's anybody checking the rules.
Well, and you do, you know, for the legit, you do 2 days of riding and end up in Melbourne, and then you do 2 days of riding or 3 days of riding and end up in Adelaide. And that's a really cool trip.
But it
right?
strikes me every cool town in Australia is at a beach.
Well, yes, because have you seen it?
Right.
Have you seen
Kind of.
Australia?
Wait, do they have an ocean nearby?
Yeah. I don't want to end up in Mamungari Conservation Park trying to describe how I got my dick punched by a fucking kangaroo and then bit by an alligator in the same day.
Dude, I'm
right?
so
Or
disappointed
crocodile,
how
sorry.
awful kangaroos are. I always wanted to hug one and stuff.
no, they're
and then you find
assholes.
out they're just like mean motherfuckers.
It's like a really tall rat.
Claws.
Claws,
Long claws.
muscles.
Well,
Didn't you ever see
fuck
that
you
Bugs
up.
Bunny cartoon with the boxing kangaroo?
Yeah. No, those motherfuckers will
you up.
fuck
That should be
your ass
all
up.
you need, right? That should be the whole thing. Oh, man. Okay. So
Shag a wallaby.
Is that your new shirt?
they're
Tony?
adorable. Yeah, they're
Oh, no, you don't
adorable.
know that one? Shag a wallaby?
Shake a wallaby. It's, 200 miles an hour on city streets. That's awesome. That's cool. That's great. But again, I misspoke when I said, Isle of Man was mostly just for the fun. I love the idea of the spectacle. I love the idea of being downtown. I actually loved watching the Formula One in Vegas. I thought that was cool. I thought it was really neat. Super cool. Say again.
Watching it in Austin sucked ass, though.
Was it really bad?
Oh, it was bad.
Oh, that sucks. Was it just no good vantage points?
The funny part is Becky had the view of the one curve.
Okay.
Because she was in the suite.
Okay.
I was in the bar in the middle.
Oh, you were in the middle of the racetrack.
It sucked watching it live, but if you watched the TV, you could sit there and get drunk as shit and watch the TV.
And then occasionally, sure.
Kevin Nixon, my good friend.
Yeah,
Kevin. Nixon, he was planning on going to the Austin GP this year. Woohoo! And he's staying with a friend, and we were talking about it a little bit. And I'm like, oh. He's like, well, probably could get you a spot on the couch.
I recommend. There's a bar in the inn. There's a bar on the inside.
I would like to go to that.
With like straight.
I might take a trip down there.
Well, that's at Coda.
Yeah.
So if you're,
I mentioned your name, Cinch.
Right.
He said you probably wouldn't play well with his friend that they're staying with.
Uh-oh.
The guy's kind of...
Oh, the guy's like uptight?
He's got to stick up his ass.
It's hard to describe.
Okay, fair
I've
enough.
met him.
Yeah.
He's probably like a business guy.
I like Coda. I
No.
think Coda's a fucking badass track. I love it.
He's like this kind of badass lone wolf, wolf guy. He had a Thruxton. He was like cool. He was like,
He's a loner, Dottie. He's a rebel.
He's no good.
I don't know how to describe him or why it wouldn't work, but
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll be there anyway.
There you go.
You two
I'll be
would
there
not.
with Brad Pitt.
You'll show
We'll be
them.
hanging
You
out.
would not live happily ever after on a farm in Montana.
One of our podcast listeners or patrons has chimed in and says the car that you were trying to conjure is the Aptera, and the Aptera is the car that we were trying to capture. And I'll pull it. You guys can pull it up.
The
This is
Aptera.
the one we saw when we were in LA.
Because it's kind of
That's
like
with the camping extension.
if you were trying to build.
That's
When
what
you
it looks
slide
like.
the slider. Oh, there you go.
It looks like they were trying to build a flying car, but fucked up it.
When you start it, this go.
But yes, that is
400 miles of range per charge with the big battery.
Oh,
right?
it's electric.
But,
It's electric,
But so this is a perfect example of a car. So exactly what you were talking about. The problem is that you cannot innovate new cars right now in America because you have to meet so many NHTSA, EPA, DOT, yada yada, to have a four-wheeled vehicle.
This is a $40,000 car.
Oh yeah.
Right?
And that back looks like you could take a hit from like a normal bus or something. No problem.
But as a three-wheel vehicle, I think you can still innovate.
At least you're sitting next to each other like adults.
I'd feel safer on a buddy on the highway.
Been there. I don't
Buddy
feel safe.
125, man. Oh, me and John, we did 400 miles on the highway.
Yeah.
Oh, butts and nuts.
Yeah.
No, we were trading.
So anyway, that was the three-wheeled car. It's $40,000, so at least it's not
Tom, I wish.
hojillions, right?
Oh,
Right.
were you the big spoon or the little spoon?
Yeah.
Either or.
All right. So back to the stories. Back to the stories at hand. Next thing, Harley Davidson scaling back production. So this is something that we touched on last week when we were talking about how do you exactly lose $2.3 billion in less than 15 years? Well, good job.
There's a whole new book on that.
Well done, Harley. Good job. It usually takes a government to lose that much money.
Right.
Or at least somebody with a military.
They might as
right?
well be the government. Motors
Harley
at this
Davidson,
point.
shocking. So Harley Davidson's new CEO has announced that they are going to be scaling back motorcycle production and eyeing a new market. Well, it's nice that you've bled out.
And
you acknowledge that you need a Band-Aid.
And now he's
right?
got $100 million bonus.
Well, his bonus will be what he decides it should be.
So after this, there was a Harley Davidson post that popped up early, and I was going to make some snarky comment because that's what I do on the internet is make snarky comments.
And it wouldn't survive without you.
And I noticed every comment on this thing was literally Harley Davidson's base shitting on a new Harley Davidson product.
They don't like anything new.
Their base is so toxic that Harley cannot make any moves without their base going, oh yeah, well I bought a 27-year-old fucking Ironhead and it just, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
And it kind of sucks because like the Harleys that come out, like when you look at them, like the ones the newer ones or the one I'm riding, they're good fucking bikes.
And
if they were allowed to really go off, we'd have more V-Rods. Like it would have been awesome.
Their
If
basis.
you just let a V-Rod keep doing it,
Yeah.
until that people were like, oh, that's actually that's pretty good. I
Oh,
actually
wait, it was
like that part.
fast. Look at that. Holy shit.
I mean, that's the problem Harley
like
has
when
right now
Dylan
is
went
their
electric.
base is so fucking toxic.
Yeah, that was a brilliant
Look,
idea.
Chris, what was the comment a while ago? Chris Smith hates me and I hate
He
Harley
just had a
Davidson.
good point. Okay, hold on.
But the reality is that Harley Davidson owners hate Harley more than anybody else I've ever met.
Right.
They hate Harley.
Okay.
Have a drink,
We've
Tim. Have a
established
drink.
that.
Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, we have
They
established
like
that.
their Harley,
Right.
Because they never make bad decisions.
Never.
But any Harley that came after their Harley is a new decision, and therefore they don't like it.
But think back to this logic. Like Harley can't even like the V-Rod was like, holy shit, that's alien. I can't look at that thing. Fuck it, right?
Right.
They were
Not
like, okay,
welcome at our club.
That didn't work. So let's go electric. Like I still can't believe that was their decision to do at that point.
There might be more to it than that.
Steve, I have a giant bag of money over there.
I know.
But
I
you're not
know.
allowed to have any of it. Only the people sitting at the table building electric motorcycles can have the giant bag of money.
See, here's the thing. I always forget that motorcycle companies are in business because
That's
I
right.
like motorcycles. So I
Right.
don't think of that
Right.
end
That's-
of it.
that's the
right?
problem.
That's the problem.
So, based on our story last week about Harley Davidson getting a $2 billion, that's $2,000 million loan from the government that they never had to pay back.
right.
Back in year of our Lord 2009,
But they
to
spent,
keep them from going out of business.
but they spent all of that on the electric development.
No,
right?
they didn't.
No, they didn't.
They bought Mission Motorcycles.
No.
Right.
They bought a thing that already
But-
existed and changed the badges. Hold on, though.
Bramo?
So that taught them that free money is a thing that exists in the world if you have the right lobbyists. And when it came time for this current Harley Davidson right now, or the one 4 or 5 years ago, when there was another $1 billion basket of money for anybody producing electric vehicles, right? They took it. They said, yes, we'll take some of that money, please. And if it fails and it goes out of business, it creates a vacuum. So sorry, right? So sorry. First, we'll spin it off and call it not Harley Davidson, except, oh, there's money again? Okay, it's Harley Davidson. And they're going to change their tune, and that's fine. That's what Harley has always done. The interesting thing that I think in this particular article and about this particular CEO is that this CEO is not some guy they hired from Adidas shoes. He's not some CEO that they hired from Red Bull. Go ahead, John.
When we're done shitting on Harley, can we shit on Livewire?
We can.
I sent you something. We'll talk about it.
Okay. So the
All day. Let's go.
The former CEO is a guy that ran Harley Davidson's Mexican South American division. This is a guy that was high up in the company more than once. This is a guy who does know Harley Davidson.
He's in house.
He's in-house. And I think he knows because he was in that house in 2008 and 2009 when those giant bags of money came in. So I think he understands, just like the people at General Motors, how scared do you think General Motors is going to be to go out of business next year? They didn't go out of business when they got a giant government bailout, right? They got a giant government bailout to keep them from going out of business. So do you think they'll be scared of going out of business next year? No. I don't. I don't think they will at all because they've proven they can get a bailout. Harley's proven they can get a bailout. So right now what they need to do is they need to look like they're trying to stay afloat so that they can be relevant and be a good boy when it comes time to get some more money.
Look,
We're trying.
We're importing Korean vehicles as fast as we can.
I sent something to the ClevelandMoto podcast chat. If you wanted to pull up a picture.
I'll go ahead and pull that bad boy up, see what she's up to.
It's
Dude,
about Livewire.
that's
it's,
your
it's,
penis.
It's a headline that I saw, and I didn't read the article, and I purposely don't want anybody to read the article. I just want you to read the headline. And look at the motorcycle, and look at the motorcycle that everything is riding on.
No, this is your penis.
Okay.
Oh, this
I
is-
would be happy if everything was riding on my penis.
I admit it. This is
We're talking
why-
about the honcho again.
What?
Okay, we're talking about the honcho again. So
But the headline. But look at the headline.
why Livewire's next smaller, cheaper electric motorcycle is so critical. So
And then look at the picture of the motorcycle.
it's a mini bike.
It's a piece
It's a
of
mini
shit.
bike.
Like,
It's a mini bike.
This is
see
what's
this
going to
thing.
save Livewire?
Yes, you are muted for a minute. We need less Tom for a second.
You know what? Cybertrucks are rusting.
Yeah.
This is the all-important critical bike for Livewire as a company. That this is what's going to. Right.
This is what's going to rescue
it struck
the company.
me as absurd when I looked at the headline,
It
and
is.
then I looked at the bike.
It is.
That everything is riding on, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you're dumb.
So there's a website out there called electrek.co. And that's as much as I'm going to give you about it. Because what Electrek.co says, we are going to populate our website no matter what. If it's a story that involves electrons and the moving thereof, we are going to publish this story about whatever it is. Renee gets the updates every day from Electrek's, CO.
So that was an AI thing and everything
No,
like that? Oh,
no,
okay.
it's not. It's from Micah Toll. So Micah Toll is one of the authors from Electrek, one of the submitters of articles. She's a writer, they're a writer for Electrek.
Are you okay back there, Tom?
Crappy.
No, I've broken stuff.
But as long as you didn't break anything that we like.
As long as your beer dispensing capabilities are still working, that's all we care.
And Micah Toll has written a whole lot of content about electric motorcycles.
Yep.
And his reviews of motorcycles are generally on point.
Okay.
Right? They're generally on point. They're generally legit. He is an electric motorcycle enthusiast. He's an electric bicycle enthusiast, electric scooter enthusiast. He has written DIY, lithium batteries, the ultimate DIY e-bike guide. This guy loves electric two-wheeled vehicles. This is what they do. This is their jam. However, I have to say that many times in their interest of, and in Micah's interest of promoting it, sometimes it turns into, hey, look, this story that I picked up from this source and this AI generated image may or may not be real. Okay. There's certain things that are missing in this image that one might actually have to have on a motorcycle, like say a kickstand, and things like that. If you overlook certain things in your image of your vehicle and I don't see them, then I know that is Photoshop.
Much like this podcast.
This is what the future of Livewire hangs upon.
Exactly.
This bike right here.
This 73 style mini bike, right? Super 73 style mini bike.
Oh my God.
And
when it look at smaller, it looks like a Yamaha Chappie.
Well,
without the middle.
It's called the Honcho.
It's not that good. It's not that good looking.
And if you'll remember when Sean was sitting here,
Yeah.
and when we said it was called the Honcho, Sean just was like, "Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, So they said the S4 Honcho is still in pre-release phase. Okay, with Livewire indicating a likely launch sometime this year, potentially spring or summer. While full specifications and pricing haven't been formally announced, the positioning is clear. All right, this is not going to be yet another premium heavyweight electric motorcycle. It's something very different, and that's why it matters so much.
It's completely
Let me
unsellable.
introduce you to other Harley-Davidson things that were different and mattered so much. The first one. We're going to talk about the Buell Blast.
Oh, yeah.
We're still talking about the Buell Blast, aren't we? No, we're not. It's a fucking disaster. We're going to talk about the Harley-Davidson Street 500 and Street 750. Also, huge fucking disaster. They're going to make their money. They're going to please their stockholders saying we sold 90,000 motorcycles last year, but 47,000 of them are children's electric bikes. Do you know what this bike does? It is technically a motorcycle. All those STACYC electric children's push bikes, those balance bikes, those are not technically a motorcycle. They're toys. Those are children's toys. They can't count those as NHTSA approved DOT road legal vehicles. Do you think they're making these in Milwaukee? Because I can tell you they're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Ames, Iowa.
That is 100% China's finest right there.
They're firing up the forges to make the plastic battery covers.
Sure they are. And if they sell 10,000 of these at $5,000 a pop,
Whoa.
then that's 10,000 more Harleys they get to say they sold this year.
That looks like a $1,200 Amazon purchase
It's
to me.
probably
Seriously
a
does, John. You're right.
$900 Temu purchase. Okay?
The badge and bar, raises the price.
Right. And you're also going to notice a complete lack of Harley Davidson branding on that thing right now. Okay? And you're also going to see, I don't see Livewire all over it either.
Livewire's just going to drop ship it from.
Kind of feels
Some
that
assembly
way.
required.
Kind of feels that way.
It's literally going to have a Temu return address.
What
Right.
if, what if when you
It's gonna be one of those things that you buy at Costco that says "Do not return this to the store"
Correct.
Yeah.
on the box.
But what if you turn it on and it's like potato, 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 potato?
You know,
It's a live wire.
people would pay extra
Harley
if it actually
yeah.
had what?
There's a Harley sound.
Ow!
Oh, okay. All right.
People would pay extra if it had a speaker and it wouldn't.
These sound effects need to be a lot shorter.
Yeah, they do. They need to be like 5 seconds on a loop.
1 second, 2 seconds. Especially on your jerk off sound. That should be like a half a
Oh, well, every time he presses that button, he should get a 50,000 volt shock right into
Right.
his seat.
second. Give him the shocker.
So anyway,
Sean, hey,
consider
Johnny
the
Mac, give him the Spock.
start to understand where these stories come from. When you see a story and you consider the source, and that's where the phrase comes from, consider the source. And when I see a story that comes from Electric, I always really look at that and go, okay, what little nugget of information have they stretched into a story, right? Because again, no prototype visible, no phase 0 prototype, no come to Harley Davidson Electric Days and ride this thing, no MSRP put out yet, right?
So this is just a propo.
Do you know what else there isn't? The one thing that we see all the time, patent drawings, right? Patent office. If you want to create a new motorcycle, this is not a variation on an existing motorcycle. There would have to be patent drawings and documents and everything for this thing in order for it to be out there and being sold and being produced, the whole thing. And, I haven't seen any, and I'm on all the forums where people are like, ooh, this is the new electric gear changing device for the Honda or Kawasaki. How do we know? Because here's the patent application for it.
All I'm
always-
saying is if there's any truth at all
Yeah.
to that headline, then they are screwed.
And again, if this is what you're hanging your hat on, I feel bad for you. I really do. Back to the initial story is they said they're reporting that they're reducing motorcycle production. Well, you have to, because as KTM found out, you cannot continue to make 100,000 motorcycles more than you're selling, because that becomes a problem. You devalue the motorcycles that are already out there, and you got somebody paid for those, and the bank's only going to float you so long.
Well, if you're not making a 400 right now, we found out because this is in the notes too. If you're not making a 4, 5, or 600 cc bike,
Right.
why are you in the market?
And we're going to get to that in the Indian segment of today's podcast. So with Harley Davidson doing this right now, if you don't think Harley Davidson is in trouble, go to their stock page.
And buy some stuff.
Right. And again, this
No.
would be a really good time.
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip.
Isn't there a podcast that I was on where Harley Davidson said we're not into selling? That was last podcast, right?
Yeah.
We don't sell.
I'm going to promise you right now that Harley Davidsons are aspirational. People want to own a Harley Davidson because they wanted to own a Harley Davidson for a very long time. I had a guy in the showroom today, big white beard, all the stuff. No, it wasn't Pete. But he said,
You know what? Pete doesn't want to own a Harley.
he said, how I knew that this guy was buying nothing and wasting only my time was he said, well, I got a 2004 Road King. Okay. He's in my shop to look at the 2010 Road King. And he proceeds to tell me, now this Road King that's in my shop has got full progressive suspension upgrades, front and back, mucho dinero. And he said, it's too stiff. I don't like it. I don't want it if it doesn't have that soft suspension that I want. And I'm like, you mean the soft suspension that's 20 years old on your motorcycle that is completely worn out and needs to have all of it replaced.
I can smell the oil.
Yes,
In the
exactly.
forks.
Right. Well, if there's any left in it.
Yeah, right.
Right. If there's
The
any
sludge,
oil
the sludgy.
left in there at all.
Yeah, it looks
right?
like whale blubber.
So he's just on a Barco Lounger. He's not on a motorcycle. And the fact that our previous owner spent a lot of money to make his couch
that is a totally
handle like a real motorcycle.
It's a pretty bike.
And it's a pretty bike and it's a beautiful bike. And for a Road King, I've ridden it. It's a little bit stiff.
It's not my thing, but it's exactly what it's supposed to be.
So this particular fella who came in was the guy that legitimately, like we talked about earlier, he has a 2004 Road King. I asked him because I was curious, and how many years old was it when you bought it? Because I know you didn't buy it new. He missed the insult, and he's like, yeah, I bought it in 2015, right? So he bought an 11-year-old bike 10 years ago, and he has no intention of buying a new one because the one that's in my shop for less than $10,000 that you could eat off of any part of was too much money for him. So he's in the market for a $4,000, as he told me, a $4,000 Road King to replace his 21-year-old Road King with a $4,000 newer Road King. That's great.
Good luck.
But Harley Davidson's not going to make any money on this guy.
So I am not up on the latest motors from Harley. Mm-hmm. But there was a new Harley, the 113 or whatever it is. The new one is
The 113 is one of them. Yeah.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
And every comment was, I'm not going to buy one of those because I can buy the older model for half price or a third of the price. And these are all people that should be Harley owners and people that want to be Harley owners, but they don't like the new vehicle because it's all brand new technology. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Cool, man.
Like
Great.
that. And
Take the defroster out of your car. Get rid of the ABS brakes. Right.
And this is how toxic the Harley Davidson customer base has become.
Yeah. And Harley knows that, but the problem is Harley continues to try to
Harley created that.
right.
Exactly.
Right. Harley invented that. But if you say like, okay, any W motor, any Milwaukee 8 motor, which is 4 valves per cylinder, it's a modern engine, then what you're doing is just saying, look, I don't want the 107, I don't want the 114, I don't want the 117, I don't want any of these motors. I want my old 88 cubic inch motor.
Yeah.
Right? Well, Sleepy and I will tell you, there's a fucking laundry list of shit that's wrong with an 88 cubic inch motor.
Where they fucked up is they should have played bottles of beer on the wall, and they should have came out with an 88 this year, and next year we come out with an 89. And everybody's got to have the 89.
And then a 90.
And then a 90. And everybody's got to have the 90. And they could have just kept boring it out. And stuck with it for longer.
Yeah, they wouldn't even had to retool.
Never jump more than
They wouldn't even had to retool for like about 4 or 5 years.
Never jump more than 2 cc's.
You know that joke about me hating Harleys and
Or
Chris
2 cubic-
hating
or
me?
1
but
cubic
the
inch.
reality is, I think I just don't like Harley owners.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean,
the trick is the 113
me.
you're talking about. 113 is an S&S engine.
Except for Harley Bob.
Right. Except
Yeah.
for Harley
no,
Bob.
no. I love Harley Bob.
I like how Tom's like, I'm a loving guy, but I hate everybody.
Right. My official stance on the internet is I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I hate that. So anyway, but kind of just to put a little bow on it. Yeah, Harley Davidson's going to be taking some wild ass swings this year. Harley Davidson is going to be doing a lot of stuff that isn't expensive to do.
They're drunk on government money.
Well, the trick is they need to get somebody in there to give them some more government money because that ain't going to happen. Right now, the problem is they're like, hey, man, that 2 Billy was really nice, but we done spent it, right? Because they just sold a shit ton of their debt at 70% off.
Oh God, it's the heroin.
So when you sell your
heroin
debt,
junkie of
70%
motorcycles.
off?
they sold the debt that they owned for 70% off. So when you sell your debt
Woof.
to a parasitic investment company, but you sell it for 30 cents on the dollar, that tells me you're broke.
Yeah, that's not real
Right.
strong
I've
debt.
got
No,
a
it's
great
not
idea.
real strong debt.
I've got
right?
a great idea. How about Harley Davidson Aeronautical? That's what they should do. That's what they should do. Do we all agree? Is that what they should do?
Wait. Are you?
And they
are
should
you,
only make helicopters, so they'd sound awesome.
Are you talking about my? Are you talking about my favorite? Hey, John. Are you talking about my favorite company, Bashan Astro Aeronautical?
I think that I think that Harley Davidson should get in touch with its roots and offer an agricultural division.
Harleys are going to be owned by a Chinese company.
Rototillers,
Yeah.
small tractors.
Well, not only that,
Large
but
tractors.
every time when we went to Wheels Through Time, they had all that shit that was Harley powered. There was
Yes.
rototillers,
Yes.
snowmobiles.
Back to your roots, guys.
There was what was the one thing? It was like a tracked puller
Yeah.
that was connected to a sled that you stood on. It was awesome.
The modern version is a snow dog. Or
Snow
yeah,
dogs,
yeah,
snow
snow
tractors,
dog. But this
yeah.
was like a Harley Davidson snow dog.
Okay, so we talked about Bombardier selling off Indian last week.
There's pauses going
What
on.
am I
over
like out in the fucking weeds here? We talked about how they sold off.
No,
Indian
we were
because
talking about Polaris.
right,
We're
Polaris. I'm
listening
sorry,
to you.
Bombardier, Polaris.
We're
it's the
just
same
sitting here
fucking
listening
company.
to you,
Hi,
Tom.
Tom.
Everybody's listening to you, Tom.
But the reality
Hi,
is
Tom.
that where is Harley?
Easy for
share
you to
of
say.
The market.
Cinch.
Why are you? You are.
Now, you do understand that Bombardier and Polaris are not
Why
the
are
same
you
company.
shitting
They're
on
the same
him,
fucking
Cinch?
company.
They're not the same company.
Fuck them. They're both
They're
Canadians.
extremely not the same
they're
company.
Canadians. They build aircraft. It's fine.
That is like saying that Ford and Chevy are clearly the same company.
They are the same company.
So
Point
yeah.
being is that you're talking about like Harley Davidson is so inconsequential at this point. They might as well just go ahead into aircraft.
I do think that Harley Davidson would stand to
You're in your fucking Friday morning fucking drive time bullshit now.
I don't even understand where that came from, Tom. What did you mean by that?
okay,
Well, no,
but,
the point being is Harley needs
So,
to branch
the
out
obvious-
or be bought by somebody like.
but the
Bombardier
obvious
or-
segue that needs desperately to happen, desperately.
Well, now it's
Could
Now
you
that-
stop speaking, Tom?
now that Cinch has
I
had
mean that
so
in
much
the
of these
language.
fucking THC drinks that he's fucking farting everywhere.
No, I'm just trying to cover you up with things that are interesting.
Okay, well, that's not. That doesn't help. Okay, all right. When you've got mediocre badness, you don't throw shit on it.
Right. Well, no.
And be
Apparently,
like,
apparently, Cinch does want to throw shit on everything.
All right, here we go.
All right.
I should have had 6 more drinks.
No.
man.
Yeah,
shit.
wow.
Hey, John, do you
Get
need
John
anything?
See what
drink
happens
for
when you let
Christ's
AI
You
run your
want some
podcast?
shankies?
Okay.
Here,
Get
come on,
him
bring
a
it.
fucking drink.
All right.
Jesus.
If nobody else wants to participate, I'm going to go ahead with the story.
Please do. Thank you.
Indian has said very clearly, now that they're under their new CEO, with Mike Kennedy at the helm, he has said, we're not doing small bikes.
What a dick.
Okay, and I'm fucking thrilled for him.
Yeah, because in America, they're not going to sell small bikes here, right?
Well, here's the
Are
interesting
you sure
thing.
about that?
You sure about that?
Here's the interesting thing. He comes out and says, we're not going to do EVs and we're not doing small bikes. We're going to stick with exactly what we've been doing. Now that we no longer are part of Polaris, we are no longer 7% of a much bigger company that wants to fine tune every little thing we do and head us down paths we may not agree with. We are a motorcycle company that builds heritage designed motorcycles. That's what Indian is going to be building. Okay. Period.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I just said that, and everyone goes, yeah, Indian. Yeah, that kind of makes fucking
Well, after
sense.
seeing that new bike with the fenders and everything, I'm like, if you're going in that direction, I'm not mad at you
Okay,
at all.
stop.
Okay.
Hammer time.
We just said that's great for Indian, but we just said that was bad for Harley Davidson. We made fun of Harley Davidson for saying, I like it the old way. I want it the old way. I do not like new technology. I do not like new things.
I absolutely don't agree with it.
Right.
I say follow the Triumph recipe.
Yep.
Where you have your
Make
iconic look.
everything.
You have your iconic look,
Right.
but then you let that ooze
Right.
and metamorphosize into other things that still have the carry the flavor of it, but then you have a dirt tracker. They even have a motocross bike.
Right.
But
Jesus Christ.
but
if Triumph
are you
can
not-
do it, so can Harley Davidson or
Oh,
Indian.
yeah,
Time
absolutely.
out though. What about this?
Yeah.
What if Indian sees that Harley is failing at all this stuff? They're losing their audience, and Indian's been putting out really successful bikes, so now they want to fucking absorb that crowd.
I think Indian's business plan is capture angry Harley riders.
Boom. And
That
do you
is our mission
And how
statement.
do you make sure they don't get mad at you? You don't put a fucking 300cc Indian out.
You
'Cause
don't
then
put a
they're not
Chinese
"Hey, I'm
Indian
putting
out
no fucking, hey, my bitch ain't even riding on that
You
motherfucker.
know, but that limits your growth.
17.
Because if you look, because you're talking about Indian only building the big bikes, and John mentions building Triumph going back and building small bikes. If you get an Indian that builds, the Indian papoose, if you go back to a small Indian and then build your entire market, you have an entire range. Most successful manufacturers, Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, they have everything from 50cc to 5,000.
But are they trying to bring a range in, or are they trying to get the Harley guys?
The thing is, when you build those small bikes, you have to make them cool like Triumph did.
Right.
So when you go to build a Harley Davidson small bike, you don't just take an off the shelf Chinese bike and slap some Harley back.
Well,
You
they
actually
should have with that QJ 300. They would have
That's-
fucking, if they would have brought that motherfucker out, I think people would have liked
And
it.
badged as a Harley?
What?
And badged it as a Harley?
Yeah.
They did. That's available in other countries right now.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's
the
funny.
only place
I
that
didn't
doesn't
even
get
put that
it
together.
is us.
And that's
Right.
that.
Right?
that
So you
I
can
think-
buy that in Thailand. You can buy that in India.
Right.
You can buy that in China.
That
That
was a
motorcycle
great bike.
exists.
And
That was
that's
a
It's not a great bike.
It wasn't?
It's not a great bike.
Oh, I was
It's a
willing-
good bike from QJ that they fuckicized by putting all the Harley stuff on it. So they took a good bike
Well,
that
what
was a
did we ride?
$3,000 good bike.
the thing that we rode.
They
That-
took a good
yeah.
bike that was in China in the home market.
Mm-hmm.
They took a good bike that was give or take, based on current exchange rates, about a $3,000 good bike,
Okay.
300cc bike. And then they pushed it into the Harley Davidson machine. And what came out the other side was the same bike molested by Harley Davidson for 3 times as much money. And do you know what happened to the sales of the QJ 302? Absolutely nothing. It sold just as many as it was going to sell. Not a lot of people, but some people did buy the Harley Davidson for the brand awareness of Harley Davidson. And, it's a 400, the other one's a 300. But as we learned, it's very little in the way of actual horsepower or torque or anything else. But the point being, there will be a market segment. There will always be a market segment that says, I don't want the Ford Crown Vic, I need the Grand Marquis. Right? There will be that market segment there that is willing to spend the extra 20 or 30% to have something they perceive as being value, something they perceive as being luxury, something they perceive as making it better than the other one. And when we look at those numbers of Harley Davidsons that are selling in their Asian market, it's not a lot when you compare it to the bike that they're using to build their bike. And when you compare the bike that they're bastardizing to make their bike, oh my God, they are not even 1%.
It's worse than the original bike.
Right. Now, it has the branding on it. It has the name on it. It has the eagle on it. It has all the Harley Davidson shit on it. But the only people that are saying, I would like to pay twice as much money, so my bike says Harley Davidson on it. If those people could afford to buy a big twin Harley Davidson Nightster that in their market would cost over $20,000, here it's $10,000, would they buy that? Would that be the person that buys that? It probably would be. It's somebody that the name on their jacket means a lot to them. The name on their shoes means a lot to them. But you can't base your entire company on that when you don't represent a big enough part of the marketplace to get away with that.
You know how they bail up like used clothing that's turned in and they send it to third world countries? I wish we could do that with all the Harleys that are just lying around that are going for like $2,500 Harley Davidsons. Like,
Dave Swershin asked, what happens to all the Harley dealers stuck with all those small bikes they can't sell? What are they doing with
Right.
all
Well, in the current market, by the way, hey Dave, we love you, dude. We want to talk about when Harley Davidson had all the leftover Street 500s and the Street 750s. they immediately said, okay, we're gonna repopulate our entire Eagle Rider program to be nothing but the Street 500s. And they made cages for the Street 500s so you could kick one over and it wouldn't hit the ground because the cage would hit the ground first. And they made the cage kit for any place that did the Rider's Edge Harley Davidson sponsored training. So they made all those bikes into training bikes. That was the original idea with the QJ motorbikes that they said were coming to America. They said, these aren't going to be for the general public. These are only going to be for the training programs. But if you remember on this podcast, less than 6 months ago, we talked about, oops, Harley lied again and said, oh, this thing that was only for the training program, they had plans to launch it in the United States market as their new flat tracker, the Harley Davidson flat tracker with that 400cc motor in it. And we're like, okay, well, the ink's not even dry on the article that said these are only going to be for the training program. And that, again, throw everything at the wall and see what sticks at Harley Davidson. No, we're going to launch these 400cc bikes and call them the tracker. Now,
Maybe like John said, maybe
It
they
didn't
went
happen.
they stumbled into a Triumph dealership. They're like, hey, look what these guys are doing.
yeah.
It's as though they never had. I mean, like they should have stumbled into a Triumph dealership and learned how to put like paint, really cool paint,
Right.
Yeah.
and a nice finish, and maybe it's a splotch of chrome here and there.
Well, what Triumph did was they went to India. That's what Triumph did.
It's fine.
Triumph went to India and they produced a bike in India, but with Triumph QC. Because if you look at the Bluer interview, he said, look, we went over there. We saw the first batch of bikes that the Indians did for us, and it was not acceptable. And we had to redesign the whole project to get their quality up, to get them up to our standards. And they did. You got to spend some money. You got to do that, and you end up with a great product. What's happening at the Triumph dealership right now, when we saw those bikes, we sat on the bikes, they're really nice bikes. They're really cool bikes. You'd be proud to sit on any single one of them. Simply taking an existing Chinese brand, changing the shape of the gas tank, right? Changing the shape of the seat, putting a sticker kit on it, calling it a Harley Davidson, doesn't get the job done.
Well, that's the
They
thing.
didn't do the work.
They didn't do the work.
Because the thing about like the
you're right.
Triumphs, when you see the smaller Triumphs, they look just like a smaller Triumph.
They do.
Right? So like that's what you expect if you're going to go in that direction. Harley always did the thing like when you see all the stuff, it was like, oh man, I really like the way the Sports has a bubbly tank. Here's an angular fucking,
It's not like any part of Harley history.
yeah, ever.
Right.
And so you
Well,
look at it, you're like, that's
Harley
stupid.
Davidson build a sport bike and make it look like an team obsolete replica, fully fair
Dude,
bike.
the 300 that
You
we rode
guys,
that you
we
had
sat
here,
on the bike here. We all rode it. And I can show you the article that Harley Davidson said, we're taking this existing 300cc V-twin and we are going to make it the new Rebel. Everybody started riding on a Rebel, right? Everybody started. Honda could never make enough Honda Rebels because everybody needed a Rebel to start riding. The motorcycle training programs used them. I know a lot of people whose first motorcycle was a Honda Rebel. I know people today that come into my shop looking for a Honda Rebel. They want a first bike to learn how to ride and get their experience on. And Harley Davidson said, guess what, guys? It's been forever, but we're going to have a Honda Rebel. It's going to be our new Harley Sportster 300. It's going to be the entry to the Harley Davidson world. This is what's going to get asses in the seats from day one of being a motorcycle rider.
You know what then?
Yep.
Why didn't you just buy Honda Rebels off of Honda and put your fucking badge on it?
Well, they could have done
Wasn't
that
cheap enough. We couldn't
with
make 10 times
the QJ.
more. Yeah.
They could have done it with the QJ. What happened was they took it to the shareholders, they took it to the board of directors, and they said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a 300cc V-twin cruiser. And they went, nah. Nah. Because you know what they're not? They're not motorcycle riders. They're not motorcycle buyers. They're board members. That's what they do. They killed that project. It was an idea. It made it as far as they tossed it out there. There were all kinds of marketing blurbs about it. Throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
You know what
right?
killed it? They brought the T-shirt guy in, and they're like, "Can you make a cool T-shirt?" And he was like, 300 cc's. Nope, can't do it. They're like,
Well,
we don't
again,
need the bike.
This is the idea. I'm reading a story right now. I'm going to read this statement because this is pretty good. If I could do everything under the sun, would I want a $6,000 bike that's on a smaller built frame with a 650 or 750 cc engine? Of course I would. Absolutely. But that will distract. That will be a distraction for Indian. In this context, and I think most importantly from a business management perspective and from a growing rider perspective, there is significant market share in the middle and heavyweight cruisers, baggers, and touring. So we can continue to grow, and we can continue to grow our share of those particular markets. At the end of the day, when we lay out our product strategy, we are focused on our DNA, our styling cues. And that, for the time being, are Indian's cruisers, baggers, and touring machines. So if you're holding your breath for FTR revival, forget it. It's not going to happen. Okay?
Fuck you.
And they're not going to build you a 650 or a 750. They're not. That is not where Indian is headed. Now, do I love every Indian that I've ridden the past 10 years? Yeah, they're fucking great bikes. They are great. Am I going to be angry at Indian because they didn't decide to make a Buell Blast 500? No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not going to be angry there isn't an Indian 250 or an Indian 300 because every Indian that I've ridden in the past 10 years has been a really good motorcycle.
But wait, if they made a 250 V-twin, 3/4 scale, 1950s Indian and sold it for $5,000.
But that was what I was trying to say before.
I'm
if
telling
it
you,
looked- if
there'd
it
be
looked
people
like a
who would buy
smaller-
that shit.
That's the thing, though. Like exactly what I was trying to say. If they made a smaller Indian that looked like an Indian,
But then they have to build the motor,
right?
and that's not cheap.
No, you can farm that. I'm okay if you farm that out to China, as long as it looks right, as long as it's done right.
You need the Kawasaki Vulcan Drifter 350.
Okay,
And then put Indian badges on it.
Dude, I just want to see you riding a 3/4 size Indian.
I will ride the shit out of it.
Well, you
No, but
already
that would
ride the
look-
a half scale sport bike, the Benelli.
Yeah, right.
Right.
No,
So,
yeah.
right. That's the thing that exists. Yeah, I don't have any problem with Indians saying they just want to stay being Indian and they just want to keep building basically 1,000cc and up motorcycles. That's where they want to be.
What people are really asking for when they want the smaller CC bikes, the smaller bikes, is cheaper.
Yes, they.
That's
usually,
what they want.
Yes,
They
yeah.
like, I want to own an Indian, but I don't want it to be $20,000.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's room in there for people who really want an Indian, and they're only willing to pay $6,000.
But I mean,
You
a
just-
Scout 60 is 10 grand, right? So you got a 1,000cc motor, you've got 78 horsepower, you got 68 foot-pounds of torque. I've ridden a bunch of them. They move out. Like they're a deceptively powerful little motorcycle. They get up and go really nice, and that's at $9,999.
Why did they have to get rid of the FTR?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, you already have the tooling. You're already building it. I mean,
I was so stoked to ride that, and you sold it. Like I'm
really-
happy that you
Yeah,
sold it,
it's
but it was
great.
like it
I
came
know,
in. We were all like,
it was.
ooh.
It came and went so fast.
know.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset about that.
Well,
am
you know what
too.
I'm not upset about?
The money you got for it.
There you go. That's it. Yeah. When bikes do me the courtesy of getting the fuck out of my shop in a hurry with exactly the price I asked for it,
You
I'm
asked
pretty
a
happy
fair
about
price
it.
for that, though.
I asked a fair price, and it
It
came
had
with
all the carbon,
all the cool shit on
yeah,
it.
dude.
Right.
I was like in my wallet a few times.
It was
like,
pretty
1,
good.
2, 7,
It was
9,
pretty good.
fuck.
But you're right. I agree with you on when you had a model that you did that was a door kicker. It had all the cool shit. You've already paid for the tooling.
Did anybody say they didn't like that bike in the world? Who did not like that?
They said
bike?
it handled
You know-
well. It was
you know-
fast. Everything about it was
I think the
fucking-
board didn't like it.
I don't
Coming-
I don't
coming-
like American V twins, but I like that bike.
Coming
So, case in
from
point.
my end, the FTR was a fucking amazing motorcycle, and whoever decided to kill it is a dumb shit.
Yeah, I just
Period.
think, and I also think it reached.
For once,
into,
I agree with you, Tom.
I think
Yeah.
it reached into a different market segment too,
I hate
because
Tom.
it was the
Tom
opposite.
drank him to the other side of himself.
It was the opposite of the King of the Baggers.
it was,
Yeah,
it was
right.
exactly
Because
the kind of thing
it
you
was
should do.
not like it was not. I'm a bagger doing something baggers aren't supposed to do. It was like I'm a flat tracker and I'm going to flat track.
Yeah.
like they built a street legal flat tracker that you could just take and go flat tracking on.
Right.
Fucking amazing. This really
Off-center.
really genius.
Toward your pie hole.
Thanks.
There you go. No, because you lost your base.
Yeah. I
need
always
that.
do.
I need that base.
We need the deeps.
There you go.
We need the deeps. I also got excited. So,
Oh, yeah.
So I completely agree about that.
I want to
And
do research. I want to find out why they killed the flat tracker. There has to be story out there somewhere.
You can
Not
call
today.
the guy.
Brain damage.
I would just call the guy. I mean, it seems like this interview that we posted up in our show notes, if people go to the show notes and they look at that interview, what you will realize is their CEO of their company does not talk like a CEO. He talks like a guy who rides motorcycles. And that I think is refreshing. When he literally is saying, hey, I know you want that, but we're not going to do it.
I don't disagree with
Right.
him. I mean, Indian should go after the market segment
Right.
for baggers and what they're doing there. Mm-hmm. And I guess maybe just the timing's not right. Once they get some of that market share, maybe they can diversify a little bit more. But I still I don't know. You know, I
Did
guess it's
you-
not. I don't build motorcycles. I don't own my own motorcycle company. It's probably not really easy just to shit out a new model. But
Did you
they
ever
had a
talk-
fantastic model and they fucking shit it out. I don't know.
Did you ever talk to Kurt Edwards about when he was in the Yamaha V-Star clubs?
A little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
So his like the Yamaha V-Star community, like the V-Star Riders Association, those 80% of the people in that group are people that have experience with Harley Davidsons and they don't want to go back. Right? They've gotten rid of their Harley. They picked up the Yamaha. They're having a better experience on the Yamaha, whether it's a social experience or a riding experience, but they're having a much better experience on the Yamaha and they don't want to go back. And we have had the same thing when we talk to our Indian customers at the shop where they're like, yeah, I this is my first Indian and that was my last Harley. Right? And they feel strongly about it. And I think that might be a decent business strategy when you have the Harley Davidson suffering. When the giant is on the ground and bleeding, this is a very, very good time to take advantage of the situation.
We have a pretty cool question.
Yeah.
Have we ever discussed the HD Bronx and could they pull off a water-cooled sport bike if it's like the FTR? If it's gone.
That's
Like
a good, I mean, that's a real good thing
Well,
about,
like they should be building more bikes based off of the Pan America motor.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that could be a sport bike.
Well, have
that
you
could be
seen
all
the
kinds- That could be
customs? Harley needs to go after. There's a couple, not after. They have to look at a couple of these custom places. Took those and made them into like almost hyper naked sport bikes, and they're insane. They look amazing, and that's 60 horsepower. And
Oh yeah, it was a handful.
So there's a couple of different versions of the pictures and the imageries of the Harley Bronx, and I'm glad I'm glad the listener brought it up because when
Checkmate, Dan. Thank you, sir.
right on, dude. I'm a big fan of that. So this bike has lived in a couple of different versions, and not all of them were great. So we have to understand that artists' representation of these bikes has been a couple of different ways. Sleepy, throw that one up first. This is what I call the worst version. This was the version of the bike that I didn't like at all. We're talking about a Pan America stripped down to nothing.
It looks like a Ninja 500 with naked.
Yeah, and the gas tank shape, it doesn't do it
Yeah,
for me.
but you know what? I don't mind it because like that's made to go to the twisties. You don't give a that's a naked twisty bike, man.
Sure, right.
Yeah, it's
I
not-
just
it's
don't
not
like.
terrible.
I just
Yeah,
don't
it's-
like looking at it.
I mean, it wouldn't
Right?
make me. It didn't make me make the sound.
Right. It definitely did not make me make the sound.
No.
And the other one that got a lot of play was this version, which to me, this is just like, yeah, okay, this is just a Sportster. This is just what happens.
I love
This is
that.
the flat tracker.
That's
That's a
love that.
cartoon version of a flat
love
track.
that.
This
No,
is
but
the
that's
dollar store flat tracker.
That
That's
is-
the XR1200
Exactly.
though. I mean,
that's the XR 1200.
But there's
if you
something
bought it at Dollar
cartoony
Tree.
about. I think it's just that pipe.
Dollar Tree XR
Dollar
1200.
Tree XR.
But if you change that pipe and it didn't look like it was from like a Shogun Warriors
Right.
outfit or something.
Yeah.
Because like
Again, artist representation.
Yeah, no shit. I
Because
was gonna say that's
I
AI a little
love,
hard
I love
there.
the Storts kit. I love the XR 1200,
Right.
and they have never made enough of those.
I mean, make like a 3/4 fairing version of
Right.
it, like the Pan America, but it's
Sorry, I'd
more
throw
of
this
a
up.
road
Oh,
bike.
dude, that's
So this
all
is the one that got closest.
right. I'd ride that all
So
day.
this is the one that got closest.
That
and
is
you know, that's the same motor they've
That-
got in your modern, you were looking at the new Sportster when we were at the Biltwell thing.
Yep.
This is that motor,
That's
right?
a-
So that exists.
that is a Buell X9B.
Yeah, it does.
right,
It
that's
does.
right.
That is
Yeah.
a Buell X9B.
Yeah, it has the triangle back behind the rear
Exactly.
cylinder, goes all the way to the tail.
And you know what? If Harley built this
Yeah.
on the regular, this would be a good bike.
Oh my god, it'd be so fun with the torque of that motor. and the
absolutely.
good handling fucking
That was-
suspension and a
'cause
proper fucking.
Every time
Have you ridden a Pan America yet?
No.
Oh, you got to
really
do that. You really got to do that.
No, I do.
really
I
should.
Yeah.
Every time I've ridden a Buell, I have not been disappointed
Correct.
because they are the muscle bike of muscle bikes.
Right. And I think that what this is, I think this is my M2 Cyclone, but with better everything.
And I think
That's
I
a
think
sexy
if
fucking
Harley
bike, man.
leaned into this kind of thing,
Dude, if they produced, how would they not sell a fucking billion of these fucking
exactly,
things?
because Harley does not need to be
maybe-
old fat guy fucking.
That would bring.
cruisers.
They're talking about bringing young people in. Fuck,
right,
dude.
This is it.
Every fucking YouTuber, if that thing,
This
however
is-
It reminds
much
me a
costs,
lot of
would
the
have one.
FTR, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
You know,
does.
And they
Phil,
killed that fucker too.
Do you know what this reminds me of? The 675 Daytona.
Let me put it
When
this
it
way.
came out, because it was the most amazing Triumph ever, but 3-cylinder fucking 675.
To prove my point with fucking people buying this thing, there's kids are buying Rocket 3s and shit now because there's nothing else cool to buy
Right.
because they've already done all the sport bikes, so now they're doing that. You don't think every one of those fucking influencer kids would have bought this
Right.
instead?
Yeah.
100%.
It's a
man.
misstep. It's a
Yeah.
fucking giant misstep.
Oh yeah.
That's all there is to it.
And
It's a huge
I
misstep.
think this is where it goes from
It's a good looking Harley.
people are on the ground like us who ride versus people in the sea.
I wanted to make you look at this picture though, just because I was
That
just,
peacock?
just because I hold on, wait for it, just because we have to show this picture.
You got it?
Yeah. If you're going to steal parts off the Pan America,
That's the one I was talking about.
Give
You
them
know,
back.
Found it, man.
You know,
Oh, that's fucking dude.
I don't hate that.
yeah. If you're going to steal parts off the Pan America,
That is every Japanese anime motorcycle ever built, and I do not hate this.
yeah, you picked the wrong. That is somebody reaching into somebody's intestines and pulling out a golden
He's
idol.
bringing it out. man.
It's not great.
When we were setting those up, and it sounded good. At
I
the
would
time,
rather
but now
have you do your normal one.
That's
I'm going to
what
let
the
you
whole
know.
point.
So
I'm going to rather have you do the
So
other one.
it's basically the Buell Panamera that looks like fucking Bender anyway, but without the windscreen and like none of the baggage.
Dude, all I gotta say is I would figure out ways to have LEDs so I could leave a fucking Tron light behind me, and I'd fucking be happy as shit, dude.
Well, I think it's funny they even left the spoke wheels on this, the
Yes.
lace wheels on it.
Dude, it's sick. Oh,
it is-
fuck, is that good?
You
looking.
really like that bike,
I
don't
do,
you?
dude. If I was gonna have another Harley, that would fuck. I'd be at a track day. I'd make a fucking leather that I'd buy Harley. I'd look like Harley Davidson in the Marlboro man at the fucking track. dude.
You know, Swear Engine brings up the valid point. No matter what Harley does, it's going to be 22 grand.
It's
Okay,
right.
but that's in the ballpark of where it should be. Right. It's a 150 horsepower fucking sexy beast.
I
Right.
don't.
And this is, and I have to clarify for you guys, for the kids playing at home, this is misleading because we talked about the Harley Davidson Bronx, and this is not a Bronx.
No.
This is a custom Pan America.
Yeah, it's a custom Pan America.
I-
Here's the problem with Harley
Fucking
Davidson.
sexy.
If you tell them to build a $6,000 or $7,000 motorcycle, they'll give you a $6,000 or $7,000 motorcycle that is everybody else's $3,000
right.
motorcycle.
It will be the Harley Street 500, which was not good.
Right. I'm starting to appreciate the Pan America Street Fighter.
dude.
It made me throw up in my
Now,
mouth.
now bring that
Pete
pic-
had a visceral reaction.
bring that picture of what was the Bronx.
Yeah, the Bronx.
That was awesome.
That was the Bronx though.
That is the motorcycle Harley needs to build.
Yeah.
Well-
seriously.
So since we're playing the game of we might as well talk about it because they ain't gonna fucking build
Right.
it, right? So this was another one that was supposed to be a Bronx, and that was just what we now have as the Sportster.
That looks like the Bolt.
Right? It looks very much like a Bolt.
And the Bolt's a good bike. You might as well just
Bolt's
go
a good-
lean into it.
Right? Yeah, I'm definitely.
So
We'll go back to that
was
one.
the new sport.
Offensive, awesome.
So that other picture was the new Sportster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
I like that they're
right.
getting people used to that motor.
Yeah, me
Bolt?
too.
And
Yeah,
they're
me
getting
too.
people comfortable with that motor.
It's good.
That's
that
a good motor.
It's good that they sell the Bolt now.
Right. And these sport models of the new motor, and John's absolutely right. It is a very good idea to get people used to seeing that engine, to get them to start identifying that engine, because the sooner they get used to seeing what a liquid cooled motor looks like, right? Then we're going to be a lot happier. Then people are going to be generally.
Is that motor in the Sportster
Yes,
basically
this is
a Pan America motor?
It's a 1000. So yeah, they're doing that.
Well, see, that is
It's not the Pan America.
I
the
don't-
belly pan.
I don't like.
It's not 150 horsepower.
I don't
is
like
it?
the exhaust,
Oh,
but I
okay.
like that bike.
I
'Cause
didn't
that
think
would be that would actually be a Sportster if it had.
I didn't think I'd like the sport bike belly pan with that tank.
No, but it looks really
kinda
good, doesn't it?
Works,
It
man.
is. It is a.
It does
very,
look really good.
It's very anime. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm good. And it's got that weird, because the one you brought the other day that had the tires that were exact same size, the front and rear, it's got those big bulbous balloon
This is exactly what this is.
I
Yeah.
usually leave the rear bumpers on my bike because it actually works with the weather.
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
James Bond bumpers?
But that thing
Yeah.
has to go on.
I don't care. I actually like it.
Do you?
I like it. I like a James Bond bumper on the back of my vehicle.
That
Not on
is
this one.
Yeah.
that is a cafe bobber if ever I've
Yeah, this
seen
is
one.
like, this is literally.
That's not enough seat for me.
That
It's not enough seat for
So
me.
wait, is this real or not?
It looks
I
sexy.
mean,
Is this
is
a
Harley
thing?
I'll
going
pull you
to
up the
produce
actual
this?
real version of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hang on.
What?
No, bring up the real one.
I'm bringing up the real one.
No, I mean, Sleepy was like, oh. I'm like, well, if it's
What's
real,
taking so long?
Well, because that's the one I liked, and of course the
I
other
know
one's
it's
gonna
so
fucking
many.
be some
Like,
schlumpy
I-
looking
See
thing.
what happens when you don't talk, then everybody else does.
Yeah. FXBB is what it's called.
Hey, baby, how you
It-
doing?
Yeah.
So what do you think over there, Chris Smith? You've been quiet this evening.
I'm being good.
Okay.
Well, he
Good.
did drink a
He's
quart
like, I don't
of
want to be
whatever
Tim.
that was.
I don't want to be with
Oh,
Tom
what?
back there.
What was your drink? You had some fancy drink before.
That was a little shanks.
Oh, Shanky's.
You need
Oh,
a touch up on your shank?
that's
I
what
like the way you think.
Do you want Tom?
Oh,
to
yeah.
do you want Tom to touch your shank?
Do you want some fresh ice?
One of our listeners called
Ice?
it maple syrup or Shanky. Sorry. I don't think he's that wrong.
You got any jokes? If not, get on your fucking phone and find one. I got one. While we're here, the guy goes to the doctor, says, I broke.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Johnny Mac.
Again, these need to be shorter, man.
Oh, you got to talk.
I
over
like it,
this. You talk over it, dude. Come on.
So a guy walks into the doctor and he says, I broke my arm in 2 places. The doctor says to him, you probably shouldn't go back to those places.
Duck, it hurts when I touch here.
Do some crowd work.
And here.
Hey,
My
ladies
mom-
and gentlemen.
And here.
Hey,
Oh, well, your finger's
And
broken.
now a word from Chris Smith. Everybody
mom-
welcome Chris Smith, everybody. Come on.
My mom died when we couldn't remember her blood type. As she died, she kept saying, be positive, be positive. But it's hard without her.
All right, so I brought up the pictures, the real actual pictures of the actual motorcycle, so
Thank
you
you,
guys
Tommy.
can see it. We appreciate the joke section. That was awesome. So here it is. This is the Harley Davidson Sportster S, authorized photo of the motorcycle.
You know
So
what?
that's really it.
What's that on
really
the
it.
tank?
That's a big old emblem that's designed to look like it's from the 50s or 60s.
I do not hate that.
I don't hate it at all.
There were
man.
minor changes between the 2025 model and the 2026 model.
Now, when you put the Olean's front forks on it so they don't look like a set of noodles and stuff like that, it's going to get interesting. man.
I
with the fairing that matches on the front.
Yeah,
oh,
you put
dude.
a cool fairing in the front.
now
You're
we're
gonna
getting-
get-
question
We're
the
getting
size
somewhere.
the front tire.
Yep, it had
but
twin
looks
headlights.
If it only
Oh,
had twin
yeah.
headlights. Well,
Oh,
this is the.
dude.
Hold on, wait. I'm going to show you where this bike fails, and that is the headlight.
Yeah.
So the headlight is a
Where is it?
Temu masterpiece.
I can't see it.
Right.
Actually, when you showed the side profile, it was like set in the forks. You couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
It was like,
It's
there's-
virtually visible.
there's no
you
invisible
can
from the
easily
side.
put a round head like it needs.
yeah,
or
with,
two.
with a
Quickly.
traditional
Or
like
two.
bucket or something too.
No, that bike does not get it two. It gets one big round
Two
locomotive.
headlights.
Yeah.
One big round locomotive style.
7
headlight.
incher. At least a 7
7
At least a
incher.
7-incher. And an Emgo Viper fairing. We're kicking it old
Yes.
school. Yeah.
And get rid of those
No,
big,
the West Cooley. We'll bring West Cooley to Harley.
get rid of those spikes.
We'll fucking put them little wings on the bottom. Wings are fucking cool. Look, West Cooley had wings in fucking 70s.
Hey, man. Again, when you see the bike in the reality in a showroom, it's not just on some art page or whatever. They are
more
cool
weed
looking bikes. Sportster S's are cool
Tom
looking
made
bikes.
peace with me.
Drink your weed juice and shut up.
And this is and you were saying about 150 horsepower. This is the 121. So this is 125 or 1250 cc's.
10-4.
Okay, it's the T engine, and this is 121 horsepower and 93 foot-pounds of torque.
Still very significant.
Fucking significant. Absolutely fucking significant. That is a lot.
That is a sporty Sportster.
And it is a sporty Sportster. And what I think is kind of good about this, and like you said, get people used to seeing that motor.
Man, feeling it because it feels good. It's a good running motor.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a cool bike. And so that is nice because people are becoming okay with radiators on Harley Davidsons, and I think that's a good thing. Yeah. That's
Think
fine.
about it. There's people that grew up that have no idea that they didn't have them at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I think that, if you're there, and again, here's one going for $14,000, so there's a 2025 out there in the world already for 14 grand. And, you're getting a 125 horsepower bike.
Fuck you all. I didn't fall asleep.
Yeah, right.
I like it.
Yeah, gauntlet was thrown.
Well, this,
Could you try harder?
This comes back to the conversation I had about the Ducati last week. They need to bring them in lower. They need to be lower in their price and more consistent.
Oh, I think you meant lower to the ground for shorter riders.
No, they need to be a little bit cheaper to compete with everything else in the market.
I'm 5'1". I'd really like a 125 horsepower bike.
Tom,
but
I think
just can't
everything
seem
in
to
the
find one.
goddamn world right now needs to be a little bit cheaper.
It does.
Where I'm sitting.
It does. It absolutely does.
But yeah, you don't need a $15,000 motorcycle. You need about a $7,000 motorcycle.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Janus,
Yeah.
Janus. Well, no, because even there, what's their price range?
$7,000.
For which one?
The
The Halcyon 250.
Halcyon 250.
Yeah, Halcyon
Okay,
250.
where's their 450 and the
450 is a little bit
10
more.
grand. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
figure 10.
that's where we're at though, because that's a 1200. The new Sportster,
The 1250.
the 1250.
Right. 1250.
How much? And you said it's 15,000.
15,000.
Right.
Right. But if you,
That's Harley 15, so that's
Well-
about 22 out the door.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though, is that they did the equivalent of an 883 version of that bike and brought it in about $8,000.
no, they did the Nightster at $9,999.
Right.
Right. So that's what they did. That's how Harley Davidson got their money right, was they did the cheapest version of a motorcycle that they could build, which was 91 horsepower and a very low 27-inch seat, but it has the 975 motor, the 1,000cc motor. So it's got that 975T Revolution Max motor in it, which is a great fucking motor. I have no complaint with it. But that's how Harley Davidson did it for the $9,999 price point. And yes, a Nightster is a lot of motorcycle. I mean, it's a 1,000cc motorcycle for $9,999. Would it be better if that motorcycle was $8,000? Sure, it would.
But it will be in 2
Harley
weeks.
Davidson. Harley Davidson.
You're gonna be buying them for 4,000 in like 2 months. So what's the problem?
And that's the reality of it.
They really have to get people used to that motor because
Right.
imagine what a full bagger is going to be like with 150 horsepower. And who's going to complain about that? They're going to complain that they don't, that new bike.
Oh, my God.
But as soon as you ride one, you're going to be like, this thing is amazing.
No, but can you imagine? So, like, the highest death rate for any motorcyclist are the big bagger cruiser riders.
Oh, yeah. We
'cause of
took
the
it.
bars.
We took it on the Dragon.
Yeah, but think about
We were
this.
going 100 mile an hour
Think
uphill.
about this: whiskey throttling 160 horsepower after 4,000 drinks at the bar with your wife.
That's why
on the
you need
back.
all the buttons turned on.
Yeah.
That's why the default setting when you turn the key is Nerf. Right? You want to unlock any fun? Get out your phone and start checking the internet to figure out how to unlock your bike.
Yeah.
Because when you turn the key, the setting comes up is 100% indoor football. Nerf. That is all it is. Okay, throw this picture up. Because as cool as we were just talking about the Sportster S, this is $4,000 cheaper, $5,000 cheaper. This is the Nightster, but in the color you should buy it.
Wait, what is it?
This is the Nightster,
Again.
975 Sportster. It's the cheapest bike you can buy at Harley Davidson, but this costs you extra money because it's not black.
Doesn't that just look like a
And in
Rebel
black,
500.
a
yes.
Rebel 1100?
It's a Rebel.
It's
yeah.
a Rebel 1100.
Right.
because when you take the black paint off the gas tanks, you can see the sins.
Right. It's
It's a Rebel 1100.
right.
When you don't paint the entire bike with invisibility
That's
paint,
another shirt.
you can see the fuckery. You can see that bullshit I wish I was Ducati semi-trellis frame, right? That's only a trellis for 1.5 feet, and then it becomes nothing but fucking
It's-
railroad track
And,
after that.
and you gotta wonder: is that a guy going to work with his hard hat over the gas tank, or is that the actual gas tank? You don't
Does that
know.
have I-beam rear suspension?
I think it does, actually. I think it
got
has
a round
box,
headlight.
I think it's box section.
So
It does have a
everything-
round headlight,
So
though.
listen to this. So we're not on Harley's board.
We're definitely not on Harley's
But
board.
2 seconds ago,
Phil-
we were
Phil
like
does
gloating
have, like-
over these bikes, And the same company,
we went from hating them to loving them to hating them in record time.
The same company just offended me with this.
Right.
Like, I was like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I'm so happy that they're bringing out good looking
The
bikes
Sportster
again.
S, we saw that Sportster S sitting at the Biltwell show, and you were like, holy shit. I was like, that's stock. And you're like, there's no way that's stock.
I didn't believe it.
And I was like, that's stock, and it's 121 horsepower.
Yeah.
I
And then
don't-
they do this.
I
This is
don't.
fucking offensive, man.
I don't hate this in the same way I don't hate the Rebel.
No, this is me. Yeah.
Like they're both inoffensive, but the problem is they're both not attractive.
Like, why would you not buy the Rebel over this? Just to say you got a Harley?
Somebody with a
none
phone.
of the Harley guys are going to appreciate
somebody
you,
tell
right?
me with a phone what a Rebel 1100's MSRP is, because I want to know now what a Rebel 1100's MSRP is.
Right.
Because if it's anything above $10,999, we got a situation.
Like, what are they doing, man?
Yeah. Oh, for real. Yeah. I mean, this is
as-
poverty class. This is Harley Davidson poverty class. The only splash that you put on this was you paid a little extra money for that paint, that
Do you
orange
know
paint.
what Triumph doesn't do? They doesn't take away their fucking metal gas tanks. And they look like a fucking motorcycle because they have a gas tank. Harley fucking basically created cool looking gas tanks, right?
Harley
and then they
tanks
do
are really
this. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Well, it's a different kind of a
This says that a 26
Uh-huh.
Honda Rebel 1100 base MSRP
Sure.
$9,699.
Yeah. So
And
they
it looks
literally
exactly like it.
DCT is $10,399.
So Harley Davidson, the people at Honda said, bad news, Marty. Harley Davidson just introduced the $9,099 Nightster. It's got a 1,000cc motor in it. It's a V-twin, and it says Harley Davidson on the side. And they were like, so 99.69 it is. Or 96.99 it is. That's what they did. They literally priced based on their competition price. Harley Davidson dropped the price of their electric live wire motorcycle $10,000 2 days after it was launched, because Zero launched the SRF at $10,000 below the live wire. So they literally went from a $30,000 price point to a $20,000 price point actually overnight, because Harley Davidson dropped the live wire and Zero dropped the SRF a day later.
Do you think that was like a corporate decision? Like
I know that Zero's website exploded because the whole world was the best free advertising for Zero ever. It's $10,000 less than a live wire. That was all that mattered.
Right.
It was $10,000 less than a live wire. And then you'd read further and be like, oh, it has more horsepower, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all the things. And then Harley just started lying about how many horsepowers their bike had, right? And that was how they did it. They lost $10,000 of their MSRP in one day.
Damn.
Right? Who do we know that dropped the price of their vehicle literally?
So who is Zero thought to do
33%?
this? Like
What's that?
this had to be like a fucking like a bunch of meetings.
Zero kind of figured out what they were going to price their bike at anyway. And when Harley came out with the live wire, everybody was just like, that's way too much money. Because when the first live wires came out that we saw at the show, they were telling people they were $32,000. And everybody's like,
you're
that's
right.
crazy pants.
When we were all sitting on them,
So
they
then
were
when
doing
they
the
launched,
butt music out of it, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when they launched, though, they dropped them to $30,000, $29,999. And then Zero came out with their shit, and Harley was like, fuck. Like, it's made in America and it costs $10,000 less than our shit. Guess we got to do something about that. And you know what they did? These two people both basically cannibalized each other's sales. So instead of a guy going, I'm going to run to the dealership and get a live wire, it was a small market to begin with. And then it ultimately they raced each other to the bottom.
Let's not talk about Harley anymore.
Exactly.
People have been
be done with
saying
that.
on
Has everybody
there,
been out riding? Did everybody go out riding a little bit while we had a little breath of beautiful weather?
I will have to tell you that I got to ride yesterday. I got to ride one of my historically favorite motorcycles on the planet that just came in on consignment. Haven't priced it yet, but a 2015 Moto Guzzi Griso, Griso. That's 8 valves, 1,200 cc's. This is one that came from the factory as the roller rocker motor. No conversion needed, no conversion desired. I sold this bike to this guy back in year of our Lord 2015. We put an Agostini on it. We did an ECU map upgrade on it, put a cute little adorable windshield above the headlight, and he put a carbon fiber rear hugger fender on it. That's fine. That's what's been done. We put a new tire on it 3 years ago, and I think he put 800 miles on it since then. But when I got it off the truck, I went and picked it up for consignment yesterday, got it in off the truck, started it up, and it, Italian Harley Davidson.
It makes all the V8 noises.
And so I was like, that's not right. There's something not right with it. I can't figure it out. And I looked, and it still had the foreskin. It had the DB killer in it. Oh. So I ran and I got my M5, and I grabbed the M5, pulled that fucking decibel killer out of that cocksucker, and it just became the sound.
Can we just slide back 1 second?
Yeah.
You made it seem like we should all know that foreskin means DB killer.
No, I just made that up.
Okay,
it was a
I was
hurry
like-
thing. I won't do it again.
I'm like, man, I thought I knew a lot
No,
about
you know
bikes, but fucking I never called it
that
before.
was a test run on
Okay,
that.
all right.
And it failed.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't get it. I'm like, okay, foreskin. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
You
fucking
pulled the
thing.
tampon out of it.
Fair enough. Right.
A ball gag.
Fair enough.
It
The
had
ball
a-
gag. It had the ball gag.
It had a butt plug.
It did have the
in,
ball
you pulled
gag
it
because
out.
it does make it quieter.
Yeah.
Yeah, quiet time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Without the kazoo.
But what the funny thing was, if you've ever taken a decibel killer out of an exhaust before, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go up to your motorcycle, you're gonna take the little bolt out of the screw out, and then you're gonna get on up there with a pair of channel locks or vice grips, and you're gonna pull your fucking arms off. Stop. Don't do that. Take the bolt out, take the screw out, and start the motorcycle. And then start the motorcycle and warm the bike up as you would. And then start to wick it up a little bit. And and eventually that thing will release itself. You don't need to bend anything. You don't need to stretch anything. You don't need to scratch anything. And when it releases itself, it'll go about 23 feet. It's hilarious.
It's enough that you won't find it, so you never put the fucker back in.
I had a pretty good eye on this one. I aimed it towards the grass yard.
And the good thing is when MotoHop Matt catches wind of this, he's just going to buy it.
Well, it sounds so good.
Oh, it does.
Dave's had to come through.
Swear
We
engine
have a
came
question.
through.
Do you think a Janus style HD or Indian would be a good idea?
A board tracker. A board tracker style.
Yeah.
Right? That era, that 20s era motorcycle. Because Indian and Harley Davidson got their roots building those exact motorcycles. So would it be bad for Indian or Harley Davidson to say, this is our 100th
Historical?
anniversary, since it is 2026, maybe they could build a replica of a 1926, whatever that might be.
But 120 horsepower.
I had a gentleman bring a motorcycle into my shop when I was in Mentor, and he pulled up and it had the big long handlebars and the big long gas tank,
Beachcombers.
right? And it was, for all intents and purposes, I was like, wow, this is a really cool old board tracker style bike, long gas tank bike that this guy has done a beautiful restoration on. The problem was I could hear it, and it was definitely doing the potato, potato, potato. And then when I walked out to my shop, what I realized was he had hand-built a frame, had a Sportster motor in it, and everything on the Sportster motor was painted black with invisibility paint, and everything was very subdued. And what he had was he had an 883 Sportster motor stuck in a completely custom frame that looked like a 1920s motorcycle, and it was fucking gorgeous. And the bike was that perfect shade of like sky blue and ivory two-tone. And it was a beautiful looking bike. And for anybody that wasn't me, they would think he was riding a 1920s motorcycle. He had all the leather bags on it that were all period correct. He had a big carbide looking headlamp that actually had an halogen bulb in it, but it was a big brass carbide looking lamp on the front. And he pulled up, and this thing was all steampunk central with every fixture and every lever on it was all brass and copper and cool looking. But it was a Sportster motor. It was cheap as chips. I mean, it was a really, really affordable build. And he came in looking the part. He came in, waxed jacket, just looked cool. And I was like, that is the coolest motorcycle I've seen this week by far. And he's like, yeah, that's great. I just love riding it. And he had the big monster, 21-inch wheels on it.
Did he build it or did he buy it?
Oh, I think he built it.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it would be very hard for me to at this point find out that there was a company building those motorcycles 15 years ago.
No, I didn't mean a company. I mean, like when I go to do the stuff for Summit,
yeah.
I'll get the guys with these beautiful fucking cars.
Right.
I'm like, so hey man, and I got a fucking giant camera and all this stuff. I'm like, tell me about the car, and he's like, well, I picked the color out.
I don't know
sent a
much
check.
about it.
Yeah, he doesn't know shit about the car. You're like, great. But then
Big
you
shout out to Bob's Bike Builders.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that kind of thing.
But
Yeah.
you get to one guy who's he's at a car show, still grease on his hands, and he can tell you every bolt. Oh yeah, I put that one in over there. That one fell off in Tennessee. I had to and like that's the stories you want. So
And I think what we're talking about would be like something like a Harley Davidson J model, right? That era of motorcycle.
hell yeah.
Let me pull up. I'll just pull up one here just for a sample for the kids at home.
But do you think there's enough market
No,
for something
I don't.
like that?
But I think it'd be a great. Icon thing. It'd be a great thing that Harley Davidson does.
and have one in every showroom so people walk in and see the old times and the new times.
I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. And Harley Davidson does that. Harley Davidson did an icon edition of an 80s Frisco style chopper. They did an icon edition of that 1969 Harley Davidson Electroglide. They have
That's
built.
not an icon. It's not an icon.
They should bring the boat tail back.
You confused me with that, and then when I look at the auction, it's not an icon. It's a
A Rokon.
No, not heritage. Revival.
Revival. That makes sense.
It might be a revival.
Okay.
So not icon.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's slamming
Whoa,
bottles upstairs.
Yeah. That style, Harley Davidson has that division that builds these things that are parts of their history. And I think it would be wise for them to acknowledge that part of their history. Yeah. Their J model, like those kinds of things. Yeah, for real. I think that would be a really, really good move. It would be smart. And can they do it? Sure, they can do it. And they could do it.
They got to 22 million or a billion or something like that, for fuck's sake.
One.
Yeah.
They spared that got paid out as bonuses for like all the top management, dividends for their shareholders.
Sure.
All the board members took a vacation. I mean that's all that.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's probably. You think that didn't
Two.
happen?
Two.
It was called the Revival Series. The Revival Theory.
okay.
The Revival Series.
But will it tank slap like a Janus?
Only
Well,
if
if they engineer it properly, of course.
you got to build that into it, man. You got to build that into it. So I actually think that'd be a really smart move. What was the story that you put in there about the whole keeping the scramblers off the Irish streets? You put in a story about keeping scramblers off of Irish streets.
The illegal Irish scrambler.
Illegal Irish scramblers. And at first I thought it was like the new Irish Rovers, a new band.
Yeah, no.
They're going to sing a song about a unicorn or something.
No.
No.
We're at 240 just. So.
Okay, well, literally, I guess they're trying to get illegal bikes off the roads.
Right.
Was her child hit by one or piloting one?
I didn't figure that out.
Yeah,
But it's enough to make them not want to have these motorcycles around anymore.
right. And we have quite a bit of that on our roads today. I think today at the shop, we saw no less than 50 completely illegal, unauthorized, some home built, some just dirt bikes, batshit crazy, some SSRs I sold, going down the roads with no hint of a license plate.
I like the electric.
No back fenders usually because they've broken off from the wheelies.
I like the electric stand-up scooters that are flying past traffic.
The 60 mile an hour stand-ups that are just, you got to be kidding
Or
me, man.
you know what I saw today for the first time? I was in Akron going to lunch, and a girl was on it looked like one of those 63 or whatever you called it, that electric scooter thing, but it was one of those ones that could do the wheelie. So she was just sitting there
yeah, I sent
with
that.
her hand crooked to the side, just with her legs like this at a 45-degree angle.
It's
rolling
electric?
down the-
Yeah,
And she was just,
Just I think she was on her phone.
I posted that to the
just like,
to the chat
just
one
doing
time.
this the whole time. Nothing.
They have they have the thing that it'll just go right up and
Yeah.
you can just stay there.
Yeah.
It'll wheelie itself.
the wheelie button. So this was, I'm sorry, but Grace, 16 years old, died after she was hit by one of the high-powered bikes in Finglas, Dublin. on her way to see her boyfriend on January 25th. So that is tragic in every possible way. And because somebody's riding, some fucknuckles riding this illegal, not DOT approved, no license, no insurance, riding as dirty as you can ride,
scrambler,
and they're just calling it a scrambler.
Yeah,
right. Because I'm seeing a photograph of a rollback truck here with no less than a dozen bikes on it, and not a single one of them on there is a scrambler. Although there is a very tasty KTM that I'm sure was freshly stolen.
Yeah, so they're talking e-bikes, dirt bikes, any kind of non-dot bike is a scrambler.
So I think they're just calling this scourge of illegal two-wheelers scramblers. I think that's what's going on. And they're looking for a ban on scramblers. And in which case, there is already a ban on scramblers. If your motorcycle doesn't have a license plate,
right,
it's illegal.
Right.
So there's a law there already. You have to you have to go to arrest the people that are breaking the law.
Right.
Right. You have to say, oh, have you noticed that on Lorraine Road, we have shit tons of motorcycles, both electric and non-electric,
Or
going down the road with no
if
plates?
they're rural enough,
Yeah.
are they actually just riding their dirt bikes in the fields, but it's hurting people because there's too many dirt bikes?
Well, that KTM on the back of that truck is not a DOT headlight, taillight vehicle. That's a dirty dirt bike.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like we don't know if they got hit on the road. Did it say on the road?
Well, the one on the back of the truck there, the reason it's on the back of the truck is probably
you
because he
posted the
left
fucking
the
shit. Maybe you ought to fucking know.
I read the top part. I didn't read the whole thing. It was interesting. I was
No,
saying.
Play us out, Johnny.
What it's definitely saying is that the problem isn't the problem isn't just, Pete has a Honda CRF that he rides in the woods with all the gear all the time, and he trucks it in, trailers it in, rides it around, puts it back on the trailer and rides it home.
Right.
That's not the problem. The problem is the guy that stole the bike off of Pete, who is now riding it down Carnegie, 12 o'clock on a bald back tire, right? And he's spray painted it purple, or maybe not even. But so the ones that we're seeing are extremely stolen. Mm-hmm. And they come in front of my shop all the time. And I will look at a bike and I'll be like, dude, can you give me a new back tire? Sure, after I get done calling the police with your VIN. Mm-hmm. Gone, right? First thing I'm going to do when that bike rolls in here is I'm going to call the police on the VIN. Of course. Why wouldn't I? I'd be foolish not to. I would not want to identify my shop as being the place where these guys are bringing their bikes in, because I have not met any of these guys with these bikes that are like super great mechanics that are taking care of shit on their own. They're usually the guys who buy the bike from us and break the bike 3 days later. Tom gets the bike in the service department. There's one bolt holding everything together, and it's not the motor bolt. The motor's hanging out of the frame. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, this is what we're seeing, and these are the ones that some guy buys it for his kid, and then his kid gets bullied and has the bike taken from him, or some guy buys it for his kid and his kid trades it for Pokemon cards. These aren't true situations. They're much worse. I'm just trying to soften it for the kids at home, right? But the point is, it's not like people are coming to my shop and buying these SSRs and they're only using them at Mid-Ohio for barrel racing.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
I rode an SSR today.
You did?
Yeah, I fired up Nick's old bike
you
out at
did?
the property. I was like, it's a nice day out. Let's go check on things over there. And
Oh, that's cool.
fired it up, ripped it around a little
Yeah.
bit. Just
And
make
then
sure
he
she's
immediately crashed.
still- No, I didn't crash.
No, then he had some tequila.
Oh.
And then he crashed
And then
in
he
the
crashed.
spirit of Nick.
In the spirit.
Right.
In the spirit of Nick. Okay, so the last topic, we're going to save it for next week because we've gone too long already, is they're talking about the one market segment that is dominating right now is adventure bikes. And what we're going to say is tune in for next week, because we know that there's a lot of people listening to this podcast that love adventure bikes.
Adventure bikes have become the new standard.
Boy, they sure have. The industry standard.
And if you're just getting the audio version of this and you think we said something wrong, you want to
Right.
say something, go on to the YouTube, comment. You can comment.
Yeah,
on
and
it.
that's the other thing too, is keep in mind, we do, if you need to send something to us and you don't want the rest of the world to know about it, clevelandmoto@gmail.com.
Please
Just
make
like-
comments. I think we get more money if you make comments.
Right.
No, we don't give more money if you give me comments.
No, we get more money. Just
If you love us or hate us,
Phil would be happy
Not
to
at
pay
this
you.
viewership.
comment on
When you
YouTube.
have hundreds of viewers,
No,
you're
I
not
did-
getting
I
paid.
did the
Make,
math.
make
You
hundreds
ready?
of comments.
And we will eventually get back to you.
2,500 views gets you 7 cents.
I was going to say, because I don't have to do the math. I have my statement
No, I
from
know.
YouTube.
Yeah. Well, they give you the main statements. Okay.
Okay.
You have to add them.
You wanks out there need to be like viewing and then going back and viewing it again and constantly viewing.
Oh,
I'm going to have to go back and start fights in
right.
the old comment section
Oh,
on YouTube,
yeah.
aren't I?
But that's what it comes down to is, and if you do want that Facebook page, that Cleveland Moto chat, the Cleveland Moto chat group, we had some people join it, which was funny because the one guy that joined today was from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. And then we had a guy join 2 days ago from Norway.
Nice.
Wow. Holy shit.
I pretty much check to see if they're in another motorcycle group or if their picture has any motorcycles.
I always
in it.
do.
Yeah,
I
and I'm like,
fucking,
all right.
I look and see what other groups they're on.
Yeah.
Because with Liza, you get some weird crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes people will come in from the Misfits podcast and I'll be like, oh, let's see how deep into motorcycles there are. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of stuff that we're not really known to be into. And then I'll be like, oh, they're Misfits listeners. Okay, check. Got it.
But we're willing to learn.
Yeah.
If you're brave enough.
If we're brave enough.
It's either motorcycle, leather, or latex. Let's go.
It's fine. So on that, I did want to bring up to just for the people listening at home.
No.
Hey,
It's the time where we thank our Patreons.
do you know what this is significant of?
Bye.
3 years. Tom Pennington in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh. Wow.
3 years.
Yeah,
3
and
years.
it has been downhill ever since.
3 fucking years that Tom has been in Cleveland, Ohio, which means by law he is legally obliged to not talk about New Orleans as being his home.
It's true.
Right?
You know what?
That is the
I
rule.
now have opinion about the Browns.
And on that, folks, ride fast and take chances. Get us out of here, Johnny Mac.
Bum, 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 bum.
Go Brownies.
Bum, 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 bum.
Eject. Get us out of here. Run, fucker.